it.
1 second.
Is it recording? It's recording.
I could take it.
Go
Gotta
for
have
it.
there you
I
go.
hear a vote. Oh,
Last time on Hexship, Alice.
I could take it.
Take it.
Can I go?
Yeah, go for it.
Just announced
Take it.
Yeah.
Last time on Hex Borealis, the party had just been grieving the undeath literally, of Yogg de Clement. More on that later. But what we do know is that each of us had a talk with someone, some more holy than others, some quite devious. Anywhere from Abe speaking to his master, who threatened to kill his family, or else he presents the finger bone of someone or other that is buried down with
It's it's a holy person, a Bosatsu Seishi.
Bosatsu Seishi.
But
like the mushroom.
it's buried near Yolo, right?
Yeah, we know where it is. We can get back there.
Well, that's the last time we saw it.
Anyways, that's the last place we saw it. Is it still there? We'll have to go check. It's in the heart of Eltirion.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Meanwhile, with Ross, he was spoken to by his blue dabba-dee angelic friend, who came to tell him he did a good job and he's getting an upgrade. However, with Flint, he speaks mournfully to his deity, asking why he did not get woken up to save his friend. It was a very heartfelt, bitter-sweet conversation. But turns out that the gods can only help so much, or else the other side gets to move upon on the board. Are we all pawns upon a board? We'll see. Theo argues with his reflection, shaving down the sharp parts of him, hoping to get rid of the monster that he saw there. But the cracks on the glass are just forming, tapping, waiting to get out. Meanwhile, Yogg has decided to consult Halcarthon. But instead of finding Halcarthon, he is put into the waiting room where he sees Nyx Kybara. Carthon? Turns out she can play violin. Who knew?
You can play it really
and
good.
she is quite happy. Quite happy. Unscarred, aside from her previous trauma, which I will be interested. Nathaniel didn't get too in-depth about that tale. I will be interested to see his interpretation on that later. However, it is purposely ambiguous.
Halcarthon's talked to. Oh, I was about to say maybe next time Yogg talks to Halcarthon. Oh.
No.
That won't be a thing, will it? But we're getting ahead of ourselves. No spoilers yet. No. In comes an Angelo, juggling, not grenades, not knives, regular balls. What kind of lunacy is this? Then in comes Theo, perfectly happy, healthy, and not chewing on the table. What madness. Are these clones? Are these originals? What are they waiting to be used for? What has Halcarthon got up his sleeve? I guess we'll never know. Halcarthon says, "Cannot help you, friend. You should have cloned yourself earlier. Look at these great clones." Yogg takes a 1-hour turned 1-day nap, comes back in a panic, and comes into a conversation that all three of us have been having. One that he doesn't know the contents of. However, we're discussing whether or not to stab him in the back and then resurrect him. Perhaps to cure vampirism? We'll have to see if he'll go for it. It is full of, well, I guess you could say the stakes are raised. Literally.
Heyo.
Hopefully, we don't make any mistakes with that. Anyways, on a roll. I cringe at myself, but I still go.
Comedy comes in threes, and that one should not.
You're doing good.
It only came twice.
Yay!
Like the 2 siblings that I have actually managed to free. Woo.
Nice.
Anyways, what else
That's neat.
happened?
I know.
Yog comes in and says, Theo, you stink. Your blood smells corrupted. You have clones. What is this madness?
You have clones. You have Clones disease.
I actually,
You
yeah.
could be the original. That's what I'm saying.
I'm wearing some cologne.
We end with Yog telling of a time, very recently, might I add, where he was visited by, goodness, what was her name?
Anastasia. That's
That
not
wasn't it, but that's close. It was a weird name. Michael
Michael
came
made
up
it
with
up.
it.
it. Started
You got
with
it
an
from
A.
somewhere. It started with an A. It was like N-U-S, something like that. It was pretty. De Clement. She says, welcome, Baron Yog de Clermont, to the family, if you choose to stay. However, if not, you'll deal with the Volturi. Or we'll just leave you alone. We'll see. No one wants a Baron who doesn't want to do his job.
True.
That's what they all say. But that concludes what we know of Hex Borealis. Stay tuned to know what happens with Hex Borealis.
Nice. I will give you an inspiration for that
Hey,
you can use on a
easy.
roll, maybe a roll-off roll if you're going to try to go talk to Yog.
Theo just talked to the
Patches.
Patches, and Theo's going, you know what?
Did you actually
I'm
talk
sticking
to
to my
Patches?
guns.
I remember you wanted to talk to Patches. I can't
He
remember.
did.
If you did.
We got
I did
rid
talk
of
to
it.
Patches.
depending on your son.
That was the last thing that happened.
What did he say? I just don't remember. I should have re-listened.
Oh, wow.
Let me
It felt
continue
like
the
I'm getting
tale.
married or something.
He blessed her with the knowledge of the future and leveled her up to level 20.
Patches. Yeah, that's totally what happened. Patches told Theo what is happening of this game. That there are players and there are the people who are the movers.
There's a master, and he has random. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Taurus.
People get moved across the board. They don't have much choice in the matter. However, there is a choice in not making a choice. There's a choice in making a choice. There are lots of choices. It was very cryptic,
That sounds like
but
Patches.
very enlightening to Theo.
Never seen
Okay.
Patches and Hal Carthon in the same place.
They're not the same
That
person.
that
Yes,
theory.
well, I've never seen them.
It's just a game theory.
A game theory.
He also explained the whole ending of the age with the stained glass window filling up.
No, I covered that. It's been a while since that's happened.
Like last year. New Year's.
I
joke.
bet since before. Yeah.
Yes, it had been a while
Previously.
since you had done it. Yeah.
Alrighty. But yeah,
Alrighty then.
I think Theo would make a decision quicker than I would.
Yep.
So he turns around and he's like, you know what? No, I'm not giving Yog space. I'm gonna come find him.
All right. I am going to need a roll off here. We'll just say straight D20s, no modifiers. But Leia, you can use your advantage.
Who's rolling off?
Just that's great, Michael. Just Dakota and Leia, Yog, and that's actually more horrifying now that I see the top part.
I got a 17. Back, turn back time.
It is.
I got an 18.
Oh.
I used
Just
my
so I know-
barrenness to boost my roll to 19.
Oh, he said no modifiers.
I did
He
say
did say
no.
no
I did
Is that
say
a
no
turtle
modifiers. Otherwise,
It's
I might
on
have allowed
recording.
that.
Is that a turtle mask? What is that? green thing.
So, Theo,
What?
as you're
What?
barging in the room, you see Yogg hunched over the desk writing something.
Hey, Yogg. So, this is something very pertinent to your knowledge and decision, and I feel it's wrong that it should be kept from you.
I'm still, I just kind of.
I was about to say, are you trying to discreetly hide the page or anything?
Well, I mean, it's just paper at this point.
True.
It could be. I
True.
don't think she can read it from this far away yet. Or he.
Yeah.
So I'll turn around and be like, my decision on what we're doing right now, like where I'm going.
Yes.
Well,
I am making a move on the board, and he comes in a little bit closer, and he kind of looks over his shoulder. We had a discussion that you were not privy to.
was this when I was with old HK?
Yes, though
Yeah.
I didn't know it at the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was gone longer than I intended to be gone, so I wouldn't be
Tis
surprised if
often
y'all
the case.
didn't have a team meeting without me.
Yeah.
So distracting. What's happening? Sorry, I'm focused.
So I debated on this for some time, an hour or two. We were discussing how to cure your vampirism if you so desired. And both of them, well, mostly Flint, has an idea of how to get that done. He is worried that you will fall to thraldom and have your choice taken away from you and turn on the rest of us. Not by your own free will, of course. Thraldom. However, he said he'll present this way to you, give you an option, and try and convince you of it. And I think it is a good idea. Most likely the safest option, though it still unnerves me, it would be to drive a stake through your heart and resurrect you. Essentially purifying you, which we have resurrected you before. It is possible. However, that can be prone to mistakes, and it's complicated with resurrection magic. You definitely don't come out the same, and
y'all are suggesting that I die for a third time.
Yeah, remember when you died twice?
But on purpose.
Would be funny if it weren't sad.
It'd be the second time Yogg died to get rid of a curse.
No, yeah, second time I've died to get rid of a curse.
Yep.
Yeah, that's currently the only option we can think of. But with you being offered a barren position, that presents more options, obviously. But the others were discussing whether it would be better to offer you the choice, and then if you did not take that way, in your own best interest, to make it happen. And I think you should be aware of this. Because...
So, what I'm hearing is that y'all are going to offer me a choice to heal me, but if I don't want to go down that path, it'll be made for me.
They weren't sure of it. They were very... Abe was very against the idea. Flint was a little bit more hesitant, and the reason that he was is because he would hesitate in if you were to turn dangerous, he would hesitate in killing you. However, I would not. You scare me. I love you too much to take away the choice from you, and I would rather have to face the guilty consciousness of fighting you than lose you before we'd than to lose a friend, a brother in the process. However, I don't know if you truly want to be rid of your vampirism. I mean, you know, I didn't really have a choice in the matter, but I mean, there are some perks to one day being woken up to live forever. And I'm sure that, if the same were never to happen to you, maybe you would choose differently, but now that you've had the taste of it, of being something different, maybe you don't want a short, sad life back. Though I still would trade you.
It's not that I want vampirism for the quote-unquote eternal life.
Oh, good, because it sucks. No pun intended.
I miss my brother.
I'm going to give you your advantage back if you used it just for that terrible pun.
I'm also playing a game this whole time, so I'll reveal what game I'm playing at the end, too.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about killing him a third time, but he's immortal if he's a vampire? Are we going with, is he not immortal as a vampire?
I mean...
Just means he won't die of old age, kind of immortality.
Okay. I don't think we... I don't know if that was clarified.
Right. No, you're good.
But...
Thinking back to the last couple days of going and seeing the demon that's tortured me in my dreams, the one that laughs at my downfalls, that kidnapped my brother and murdered the rest of my family, to see that end and then to not have any kind of closure with my brother, it weighs heavy on my heart. And it's not that I want to be with the De Clements more than I want to be with y'all. It's who do I think can get my brother fastest, I guess I should say. Because there's nothing safe guaranteed in this world. But get answers fastest. And that's the debate that I'm having right now.
You remind me so much of him.
Of who?
Angelo.
Oh. I mean, I'm not as good of a juggler as he is, but I guess that's a compliment. The only time I met him, he yelled at me or he was juggling, so.
Yeah. But I mean, he was always about where can I be that I can use my assets for the best reasons. It made him smart and spirited, but it also ruined him. He decided to put his trust in a demon. Vampires aren't the same as demons. Do you trust them? Do you think that they'll help you out the best? That you can use them and be happy, finally?
I don't know if that could ever be happy. That's been off my plate for a long time. I never thought that I would get a happy ending. I never thought that I would get to choose happiness. And so the thought of that is not even on my radar, but...
You tasted it once, though, haven't you? Happiness?
Oh, yeah, that was before all this started. When I was just a young turtle. Before the
Last time I
dark
tasted
times.
happiness, I was in the valley. I'm starting to wonder if that will ever happen.
The Mushroom Valley that you were at for a while?
Yeah. I hope that you can find your brother. I'm getting the sense that this is goodbye, my only friend.
It's not. I'm not your only friend.
My best one, though.
You have been a brother to me, Theo. And I care a lot about you. And if I do go down this path, or that path, I will miss you.
Me too.
And should you die,
You're not
I
here.
promise. Oh,
You're
yeah.
not here. You're not
Sorry.
here. I love you, though.
I've been feeling awkward not talking like the last couple times,
I
so
know.
I just wanted to.
You can just save it and then bring forth the roleplay.
Okay, I'll roleplay when the time comes.
Um,
But he would be sweet about it, though. So
Yog, you really do scare me. And I haven't been able to trust you for a while. But I hope that all the things that I've done in mistrust and fear, that at least making this choice, just giving you more information. Flint means well. He has some points. But I've got to stick with my gut. I will always, always, always let the person make the choice, even if it hurts me. Even if it hurts to let you go.
if I do go, it won't be goodbye forever. I will see you again.
Maybe. Unless it's not me anymore.
No matter what you look like on the outside, or what you think, you will always be Theo. You are not the person in the mirror. You are the choices that you make. And the choices that you make you Theo.
Maybe. If there's another one of me, though. If that's the real Theo.
We've seen other copies before. I mean, we've seen copies of Angelo. We've been told that your sister's been split into so many different personalities. There's no telling which one is her.
True. I'm of the opinion that who we were is dead. You too. Yog is dead. You are an image bearing him, but you are different. And that means that you are a whole new person with a whole new set of choices. And so am I. The people we were have died. But I hope that the people that we can be happy.
Our lives are not made up of one choice or another. It's made up of all the little choices we make in between the big choices, Theo.
Yeah. That especially proves the whole multiverse theory, because if you think about it, every time we make a choice, a part of us dies.
You lost me on the whole multiverse thing. Like, I get there are other planes, but that's a little beyond me.
Well,
But
if you think about it, maybe there's an alternate space where Hal Carthon is helping out a whole another set of people who have no clue what he did on Aranala, not like us.
like on a different plane
Different
or
planes,
a planet. I mean,
different
I
realities,
I have been
cross
to.
space and time.
He does have different labs and stuff, so there's no telling what he does in all of them.
Yeah. In every space he's in. Maybe there was a Hal Carthon who died in order for him to be there. Clones upon
Oh,
clones upon clones.
Yog, make a
Anyway,
wisdom
that's
save for me.
too much.
A wisdom save.
Yep.
I'm baffled.
17.
You'll take half damage. Take 5 points of psychic damage.
But
That's
why?
that's just hurting your brain.
Oh, it is.
Hey, I mean, I am the smart one of the entire group. I make all the smart decisions with all the wisdom of everything, for sure.
I mean, you do understand
I
the
just break people's
technology,
brains.
the technology that apparently died before our time, just because you lived through it.
Yeah. It's really unsettling, actually, realizing that so many eons have passed. Knowledge has burned, been forgotten, and I'm the only person who remembers it.
Indoor plumbing being one of those things.
I miss indoor plumbing.
I don't know what that is, but okay.
I never had indoor plumbing, at least not like that. But I
Hot
knew of it.
showers too. Think about it, because the only hot showers you get is hot springs now. Or
You can
someone
probably
bad.
warm up water and then
Maybe
like a
at the
bath.
yes, that would be too. But like a straight up hot shower doesn't exist. Maybe at the
We use
Arcanum Academy.
magic to heat up water. That never used to happen. We used to have a boiler and pistons and springs and lemons and AI to heat up the water.
What does this have to do with everything, Theo?
Huh? Oh, I don't.
She feels like arson.
I have my brain sometimes skips ahead. I'm just talking. I'm just goofing.
Right.
It's all in his brain, arson and lemons. And how to do arson with lemons.
Sometimes I wonder if my brain is a little corrupt. You said my blood smells corrupt. That's kind of funny because I don't feel corrupt. I feel pretty good at the moment. I feel better now that and he gestures to his head, lack of horns and shorter hair.
Well,
I feel a lot better.
I think it's
Yog, make a perception check with advantage using your vampiric enhanced abilities.
Ooh.
Yeah,
the 19
you can
on
add
the die.
plus. I was say you can add +5 to whatever you roll.
Ooh.
This cherry soda is so good.
What is
I feel rich.
31?
And I'm not.
31.
So
Yeah.
definitely would be imperceptible to mortal eyes, but with your heightened predator senses that can attack things like a hawk and stuff, you can see ever so slightly those horns and hairs already starting to regrow.
Hey, just like Hellboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Hellboy.
Um, you can't tell it now, but
I'm sad.
your hair and horns will be back to how they were.
Oh yeah,
But
that is how it does. Considering dead cells tend to build up, and then you have longer hair.
Probably
And
faster than Theo
horns
thinks it's gonna
is
happen.
keratin.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep cutting it.
as you're rambling, I'm just gonna give you a hug, Theo.
Theo's a little bit surprised, but then he hugs back, and then after a bit, he kind of starts to shake.
Is he surprised? Are you surprised at his temperature being low?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter.
And he kind of whispers, "This really is weird. It's like, don't take this the wrong way, but it really is like looking at a thing that is wearing my brother's face and has his weird personality. It is weird seeing you dead."
It's weird being dead. But
The whole being dead thing.
whatever tomorrow brings, Theo, you're strong enough to face it. We're strong enough to face it. Together or apart, we will get through this. Thank you for telling me how the party feels about it all.
They really care about you. I hope you know that.
I always knew that. Even when I get scolded, I know they care about me.
Yeah, I never realized scolding could be so gentle. Well, there was Iroh, but he was a little too gentle, and then he would get like really upset, and then I would know I messed up, but
I think you've had the opposite of the spectrum when it comes to scolding of your two quote unquote father figures. So, because I'm sure Hal Garthon his scolding was a lot harsher.
oh no, he never scolded. He didn't talk. He just played endless music. Sometimes he'd mutter to himself. I was too focused on just. Well, I won't get into it. That's a little too much. It is an interesting experience. It's very, at least the parts that you're awake for. Anyways, yeah.
I'll see you in the morning, Theo.
See you in the morning.
All right.
Promise?
I will see you in the morning.
Will I see you in the morning?
Inside check. Oh, jeez.
You close the door, Yog?
I mean, I leave it open as we're just kind of standing there.
Theo's gonna leave. He's gonna write a letter to Glinda Fallfire, but I can say what the contents of that is later.
Okay.
As Yog walks out, he notices Flint going towards him, sharpening some. Oh, no,
Boo.
Flint, you said to give him space.
You said it.
Space cops. There to get me.
All right.
It's getting too nice.
The
Just getting
night passes.
Peacefully. With no
peacefully.
dreams.
It's the next morning as the ship and crew are getting up and getting ready and prepping to figure out where y'all want them to sail. Everyone's getting up. Does anyone go to check on Yog's room?
I'm sure I think I probably would because I gave him space. Now I'm ready to go say hello and wish him good morning. And
I think Theo will wait, see if Yog will come say anything.
Okay. Flint, as you go, Yog, is your door locked or unlocked?
It's unlocked.
What does Flint see when he opens the door?
He just sees kind of an empty room with a letter written on the desk, or a piece of parchment on the desk.
And an odd bottle of potion, but we'll get to that.
You live potion?
Your compadre left a potion.
A potion.
So you said there's letters on the desk?
There's like a parchment on the desk.
Parchment on the desk. Okay. Yeah. Is it like a is it an open parchment, like a letter that's open, or is it? I guess perception check. Tell me what I'm looking at.
I think it would be folded and sealed with, I guess, some wax or something that I had, and then it says Hex Borealis on it.
Oh, so it is addressed to us then.
Yeah.
And interestingly, the potion bottle looks like that.
The fire? Is that the firefly looking thing, or is that?
It does look like a firefly. The bottle.
Oh.
Move it to the left, Nate. There you
go. To the left. Take it back now, y'all.
So it's a glass. The thorax is basically a glass bottle that's got liquid in it.
Oh, that's cute. I like.
Yeah, except the last firefly was a vampire.
There's a little note attached to it, like how you'd have on a bottle.
A little post-it note.
Yep.
I mean, Flint being Flint would probably just really thoroughly check the room first. It's very odd that Yogg would not be there, that the door is open, because he's always been very private. Make sure there's no signs of struggle, sulfur, any of that, any demon or spiritual tampering that I could detect, that kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check.
I'm gonna put on my cap.
I realized I meant to say that Yogg was a lot like Angelo, just a lot less turtly.
So I got a 22.
It is suspiciously clean in here.
Okay.
Like someone took a prestidigitation spell, basically.
Got it.
Other than the letter or the scroll and then that potion bottle with the note. A very ornate potion bottle. That, as you point out, does look like a firefly. I did not think about that. That actually is funny, considering...
Yeah, considering the last time he encountered the firefly, that was it's a bad thing. I think I would probably leave the potion. I would take the letter, and then I would join the rest of the group.
Right. Do you even read what's on the potion? Because it's got a letter tag. Okay.
You just said it's to Hex Borealis, no individuals, right?
The parchment, the potion bottle said something else. It has like one of these little cards on it that says something about
well, then I would have read that then. Sorry.
It's in very fancy script. Clearly not Yogg's handwriting. Elegant hand.
My handwriting changed when I became a
Make
vampire.
a survival check for me real quick.
Okay.
I think would fall under survival.
I got a 22. It's my roll today.
A graceful feminine hand writing, you think? Probably a lady. Highborn noble status.
Okay.
I apologize for the inconvenience in taking away your help, but as compensation, this is to be used in your greatest need, and the potion is called Last Resort.
It's the last resort.
And no, I'm not telling you what it does, but that's what the actual potion's called, Last Resort.
Okay.
It just says to be used in most dire need.
All right. In that case, I would take both the potion and the letter Are there any effects of Yogg's in the room at all, or is it totally scrubbed clean?
Yog, did you leave anything?
You could leave some of your potion stuff.
I think for now I've taken everything, but I know of magical services that I can send stuff to y'all.
I wasn't looking for that.
Do we have a new
body? I'm just kidding.
Do we have a new patron? Do the Angels have a Charlie? Do the X-Men have a Professor X? Maybe not. He's just like... Oh, is this like Michael Scott when he left the office?
Okay, then I would...
Everybody's sad and they...
Actually,
dang it.
In your investigation.
Yeah.
Because you're searching everywhere.
I am.
You would find that the Azure thing that we used to communicate is down on the bed.
Got it. All right. In that case, I would.
Now I'm sad as the DM.
Yeah.
He changed his number. He said, "Don't look me up."
Well, yeah, I already thought of that one, but out of game. All right. So I would gather the Azure Fang, the potion bottle, the letter. I am looking specifically. Well, I'll do that after. I'll do that as an aside. I'm going to go ahead and gather with the group where they're meeting for breakfast, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're all in Jordella's. Jordella's making flapjacks. Nikes, love, you want some flapjacks? I got some good syrup.
Did you go check on Yog?
I did. Thank you, Jordella. I not quite yet. I need to share something with everyone. You are most welcome.
You seem like an alligator in your swimming hole. I say a flapjacks will help you ease the thing. She just hands you a plate of 3 of them, steaming with butter and syrup. And here, have some sausage.
Theo lets out a little bit of a laugh and goes, "That son of a Fey lawyer."
Thank you. Everyone, I went to find Yog this morning. I was advised to give him some space, but I wanted to invite him to come join us for breakfast. Make sure that he was protected from the sunlight to come join us. And I found this, and I hold up the letter. It's addressed to Hex Borealis. It is in his script. I have not opened it because it's addressed to all of us. But it appears as though Yog has... it appears that... Yeah. I believe our brother has gone and taken the deal. And I lay the letter down on the table, along with the Azure Fang. I'll hold the potion until after everyone gets a chance to read the letter, and then I'll present that after.
One of y'all like to read the letter? I was going to make Dakota do it, but since he seems to...
I'm here. I'm just not here.
Well,
do it in Yog's voice.
Yeah, it would be in his voice. So.
Okay.
Theo goes to pick it up, but it's Yog's voice.
Is it a seal? You said there's a wax seal on it?
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to try to very carefully remove the seal without breaking the seal.
Okay.
And then open the letter. And
so what's the trick?
Theo picks it up and then tears it along the top.
What's the trick on interruptions? Can I roll to interrupt?
Sure.
And the reason I'm saying that is I wanted to say something, and I think Leia Everybody has a
Sorry.
magic ability. I thought it was muted for a second.
Oh,
Uh,
go ahead.
Are you?
no.
I
Yeah,
didn't hear him.
it's
Well, go
fine.
ahead.
It's
What would you
fine.
like to do?
It's fine. Just yeah. No big deal. No, I guess I would. It was something dumb. I was just thinking,
Well, go for it.
whoever reads it, y'all could read the story. Like when you're in a movie and someone's reading they start reading it, and and then you hear the voice of the person who wrote it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's what I was. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Works for me.
I tear the top and then hand it back.
Right. I am very carefully preserving the wax seal and keeping it on my person, and then we read the letter.
You have to start it.
I have to start it?
Yeah, and then I'll jump in.
Oh, okay. Is it the one that you?
Oh,
the
yeah.
like
signal
one
chat?
of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, would you say
Okay.
that?
This is in Yog's handwriting. He starts, "Dear Ex Borealis, I'm ashamed."
To not do this in person and face to face, but I know that if I tried, my resolve and will would crumble. It is with a heavy heart I'm leaving the party. I'm taking the offer to be a baron and finally be reunited with my long-lost turtle brother. Though it's not the life I wanted to live out with him, but we don't always get to choose the path that we've been placed on. I will always be your friend, brother, and party member. Always, Baron Yog de Clermont.
That's kind of a gun.
And I put the letter down.
Good call, Jason.
That was a great idea. That sounded great.
So he still lives, and I say that kind of air quotes haven't been invented yet. So I'm kind of saying so he still lives, and although he appears to be having some struggle with his decision,
That's
he's making
actually correct. That's funny.
He's making the best decision for him and his family, and I can relate. I haven't told them anything. I'm not gonna. It's not about me right now, so I'm not gonna tell them that yet. But I'm kind of hinting that, that I have some family trouble too. Anyway, they'll understand when I explain later when this kind of blows over a little bit. But
are you moving your hands at all, Abe, while you're talking?
Why do you say that?
Because you currently have that mark on that hand, and there's highly perceptive people that are going to notice
the spiral.
This spiral mark on your hand.
I use my true sight.
So,
you don't need true sight to see that. You just need decent perception.
Which I don't have.
Yeah, you have to have WTH vision. Yeah,
I've got a passive perception of 25.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
My hand was turned this way, and you still knew there was a spiral. It's that good. Yeah, you saw it reflected in my eye. Enhance. Yeah, that doesn't work that way.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Okay, anyway, back to this. So, I can relate to family troubles pulling you away, but he's not dead. I want you to think of this. He's not dead. He's undead, but he's not dead to us. These other barons or Clermonts, we've spoken with them. We haven't spoken. We know they exist, and anything that exists in Aranella, in this world, it's in his plane. It could be contacted. Sure, he left his. Do I know he left Azure Fang?
Yeah,
he put it on the table.
Okay. He left this Azure Fang that we speak to him with. Now, that may seem like he's shutting us out. He's probably protecting us from what he has to do, or maybe keeping us from changing his mind. And, and maybe he feels like that he might. But he's doing the best decision that he can for him. we haven't lost a brother. If anything, you know, if he's still the Yogg we know, you know, and we can do a favor for him, I'm sure he can for us too. He's in between life and death, but he's not on the other side yet.
Well, wherever he is, he's happy. It's a win.
Well, I can't speak for that. The decision he made sounds like it was made with a heavy heart. But aren't all decisions that are big made with a heavy heart sometimes?
He gets to rest now.
But here's
he gets to be with his brother. Isn't that what we all want?
I hope this was not a lie. I hope that what these vampires told him was true. If they pulled him into their ranks with a lie,
he's a kung fu fighting turtle vampire. He can just bite him.
I know he's a big boy turtle, but the thing is, these are beings that are on levels. I said that in lowercase l, not they're at levels that he would not even understand, and
but there's still 15 of them.
One day
he's got a vengeful friend too. So
true, but he's only one, and this other vengeful friend is only one too. But he's got us. If he needs help, we'll be here for him. He made a decision. He didn't make a decision to move to the far realms. He made a decision to do what's best for him. He lives still, and we can still find him if we need him. And the door is always open for him to find us. I mean, what else can we do?
Theo gives you a pat on the back.
I don't know if I have any more tears left to cry.
Sorry.
What? You would notice, especially once Abe is having this heartfelt and really drawing attention to himself, you do notice that circular scarring on his hand. Unless you're wearing gloves. Are you wearing gloves?
He's wearing a Michael Jackson glove.
Abe doesn't wear gloves, and Charlie don't surf.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Honestly,
Theo
that would brought attention to Abe anyway if you started wearing gloves.
Yeah, it would.
Theo gives you a bit of a pat on the back and says, hey, there's all sorts of stages to it, so, you know, we don't have to be sad. You can just accept it. And he walks off. Can I notice it since I came right up to him?
Roll a perception.
Okay, will do. Why did I leave my dice on the floor? Where are my dice? Hello? Perceive my dice.
You said 4.
I have too much ADHD for this.
Wow.
What did you roll? Okay, I rolled a 15 plus. What's my perception? Let me look at it. I'm British now. Give me a moment. Thank you so much. 16. I rolled a 16. Huzzah! Magic powers.
Are you trying to be stealthy with this at all, Abe?
I guess I just noticed that I kind of folded my hands.
I'll say roll a sleight of hand. I know you might not have any modifiers, but this is just you're trying to be sneaky. Flint is very
sneaky.
But,
sneaking away.
Okay. I still didn't beat that because I rolled a 19 and I have sleight of hand at +1.
Well, it's 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, dirty
Yeah,
20.
and no, you didn't beat Flint, but you did beat
No,
Theo.
no, but I was surprised. I've rolled
That was pretty
terrible
good.
for a long time.
It was good.
Yeah.
You don't notice Theo too much is going on, and
Yeah.
though he's not being good at it, he's still trying to be sneaky enough. Flint, that double attracts your attention because you can see Abe's clearly not well to someone with your trained eye, but he's clearly trying to hide it.
Theo walks away.
Does Ross or Papyrus do anything?
Papyrus looks a little. He's actually looking sad right now. No, I think about
Yeah,
I was
he
going
did love
to
y'all.
pledge to a ritual, like a morning ritual, for the day by having my back be bare in honor of the shell that no longer is here.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, William.
Ooh.
Oh, William.
That's what I was kind of eager to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Means my arms are gonna be tired carrying around my shield and stuff in my arms, but
Wow.
like the caravan.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Gonna get
My shield won't
sunburned in
be
honor of Yog.
available, but it will be in honor of Yog.
Okay, that is fine. Papyrus is muttering to himself, and he pulls out a little booklet that you've never seen him pull out, Theo, just for the record.
Wait, sorry, what did you say? I missed it.
Papyrus he's looking a little distraught, and he's muttering to himself, and you see him pull out a little booklet that you've never seen him pull out, for the record.
Oh. Is that the one I told him to start writing in?
Did you give him the booklet that you told him to start writing in?
I didn't give it to him. I just told him he should start doing it, and I left plenty of notebooks around, so if he took one.
You don't know. You definitely haven't seen this notebook before. It is a black, almost cracked leather, and it distinctly smells of sulfur when he pulls it out.
Next time I see him, I'm gonna talk to him about that.
Okay. He goes kind of storming off when this happens. Flint, do you address that potion bottle while it's still here?
Yeah.
So, Jason, you weren't in the room, so I'm going to show it again. There was a glass potion bottle, ironically, that looks like a firefly.
Yeah.
Firefly in the sky.
It was, it had a little one of those tags on the potion bottle. It was written in a very elegant lady's hand. High noble-ish style is what Flint gauge.
Yeah.
Basically said, sorry for taking your help and recompense. Use this in your most desperate hour, basically. And the potion is called Last Resort.
I heard that, yeah.
She didn't say what it does, but that is the actual name of the potion title in the book, just to give you an idea. It's called Last Resort. All right.
So yeah, I would share that with the group. And honestly, I would. I'm going to go up to the crow's nest.
Okay. All right, you go up there. What's everyone else doing at this time? Just I need to get an idea before I just start doing. I want to make sure everyone's good. I know Ross is doing his vigil out in the sun.
Theo did write a letter the night before, so I think I'll go ahead and say what that entails. It's not going to be exact. I'm just going to give a brief overview. Basically writing to Glinda Fallfire something along the lines of, hey, I hope you're well. It's been a while. Things have been going distressingly. My best friend is dealing with vampirism right now, and I have a feeling that I might have just seen him for the last time. Well, not really seen him. if you've had experience with vampirism, which, at least seeing it, which it could be possible as your position as a priestess, it it's odd looking into the face of someone you loved, but they're not the same. They're dead, but moving. We unleashed a great evil. Well, more so couldn't prevent a great evil. And I am wondering about myself. I never gave much thought to ending it all. At least not until I was trapped for a couple years. But even then, I didn't think it would be possible or wise, or I guess smart. Now I realize that I can't. I'm afraid that if I ever were to die, that something terrible would be unleashed. And it's haunting me a bit, if I'm being honest. This is a dismal letter, but you're a great friend and a comfort when our paths do meet. And I hope you are faring better than us. I hope the children are well, that they are happy. Because in the end, that's the most we can do, is bring happiness and light and joy to the people who are younger than us. I feel like I've not been the greatest example for my squire, my ward, well, his family of some sort. Hopefully, this letter finds you well. And if there's any tea recommendations, I have been getting very tired of alcohol and salted coffee. It's not working anymore. Some good tea would do me good. Your friend, Theodore. And I would also want to talk to Papyrus.
Yes, it's funny you mentioned that. While this is going on, I want Abe. I want you to roll me, because of your clerical nature, a perception check.
You got it. All right. So it's not passive, it's active. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow.
But I did write that letter last night.
Did you send it or just write it?
I'll say I sent it this morning.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean to be blunt, but how? You're on a skyship in the
21. It's a 21. Because I did a 16 plus 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 21. As you're meditating, well, let me finish this real quick. Theo, how did you send the letters? Just what I want to ask, because you are technically in a skyship flying around, unless it's
That's
magic
true.
parchment.
This is like sending or something.
Well, I think I do have the sending spell, but do we have a postman that visits?
I will say you could easily stop at a town you're flying over and get it sent. So I'll just kind of make a note of that in my brain.
I'll say just quick pit stop.
Jordell will make sure that they do that on the way when you tell them where you're going. For you, Abe, as you're kind of meditating, processing all this, you have a moment of you feel just foul evils. It feels like a gateway to the 9 hells has opened up in the lower part of the ship.
Like
Little brat.
I feel really queasy.
You can
But-
smell the sulfur.
Okay, I'm going down to check it out, but I'm gonna try to be okay. I'm gonna try to be stealthy. I am not wearing my armor. I'll just tell you. I'm just gonna be. It's more of a story decision, and but with my armor on, my stealth is on a. I think my armor gives me disadvantage on stealth, but I've got a +1, so I'll just. All right. So anyway, I'm trying to be stealthy to go down there, and I'm sniffing the air as I go, and trying and try not to vomit.
Seems like it's coming from the powder room, which is probably concerning in and of itself.
Powder, as in gunpowder.
Correct.
Yikes. Okay. I checked the door. Is the door?
The door is locked, but I mean, you can find someone that has the key, or you could try picking it yourself. I don't know if you have any skill in that.
Well, what skill would that be?
Oh wait, you need thieves' tools, which you don't actually have. I would.
No, I do not.
I do.
I would probably get a lever or something like that and try to wedge the door open.
Okay.
That's not great, but it's something.
Make a little strength check for me.
It's a +2. $16.
It's actually, believe it or not, this would be an iron banded door because it's where they keep all the gunpowder and the essentially arms and stuff in. So it's not actually budging. But as you're doing it, you notice under the crack under the door now, there's black smoke, not gray smoke. There is like a black smoke leaking out of it.
Okay. That's bad. So how would I plug this up? Who do I know that would be able to plug this up? I mean, how's my arc? Okay.
I mean, you are on a ship and you know the crew. You could try to find someone that has a key.
I do. Okay, so who do I know that's on this level?
You see several of the crew. If you look around, you see someone that you know is typically in charge of the quartermastery stuff. You could go to him. You see Victor, I'll tell you that. You see Victor walking by.
Okay, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a problem here in the powder room.
Oh
Please
my goodness, he
come
just
with me.
sees the smoke coming out. He pulls out a key and you open up. When you open, it is just a cloud of black smoke that smells like sulfur, and decaying flesh comes pouring out.
Wait, decaying flesh does, or the smell?
This
The
is
smell.
Oh, thank you goodness. I was gonna hurl. All right, so okay.
I want to join.
We need I mean I've what do I have these kind of utility
Call for me.
spells?
Call for me.
Well, I didn't think about that.
Call for me.
Wait, mending? No, that's clothing.
Mending won't work in this case.
Right.
I like what you're thinking, but
gonna get a needle and thread. Gonna kind of get
Call
this little
for
dimension.
me. Call for me.
I really do not.
Call for me.
I could throw stuff out. Well, how do I call?
I have multiple ways.
How can I call for Theo? And you're kind of giving me the idea as would
I have
with this
lock
as you
picking
wish,
tools.
Abe.
I have a way that I can make a hole into that room.
Oh no! They've
with my
opened the
pants.
door. They've opened the door. It's just clouds of black.
I'm sure
smoke.
there's alarm bells on this battleship we're in.
I will say, Abe, deal with
I
it
still
as
wanna
you
come.
wish. You don't have to listen to their input. Deal with it as you wish.
we can't keep this. Well, I'm
I
gonna
have
Okay, I have the door. I'm gonna have the door open, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna any kind of portals. I'm gonna let portholes, not portals.
Mm.
I'm gonna let it kind of vent out and
Okay.
go outside.
Can I
Now
join?
Not yet. I'd say you're not currently aware of this going
you're
on.
yeah
Oh.
you're not gonna see it unless it gets that bad. It's gonna get bad enough where you're gonna actually see the smoke.
It's our good old friend, deadly neurotoxin.
So the smoke doesn't seem to be stopping, like it's still coming out, but you start hearing. Oh, my music stopped. Yeah,
It did.
that's no good. And that's not the
No,
music.
no.
That's not the music I want either. Switch.
No, no, it's those ladies going.
Well, pretty much it switched to tavern music.
Oh, oh. That sounds
Yeah,
that sounds like
happy. Everything's
that sounds
happy.
fun and
Come on, get happy.
okay.
I find something a little bit more appropriate.
Okay, and I'm using part of my cloak and I'm trying to get I'm comically trying to get the smoke out.
Get the.
And
as you're doing that, you start to hear
a commercial.
Yeah, you hear the commercial. Have you saved money on your car insurance or your Skyship insurance?
Yeah, with Gecko, with the Gecko.
What languages do you speak, Abe? This is actually important.
I speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and
you do speak Abyssal. You hear Abyssal coming out of the shadows.
I speak Elvish Presley. Yes. Wow,
So,
it sounds lovely.
That was not the right one.
Although it would be creepy if because that's what the demons want you to hear is something peaceful as they totally destroy your world.
This is the one I'm at.
Wouldn't that be awesome? That's mistakes.
Yeah. It's all happy. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all fine. There we go. This is better.
It's lies.
You see Abyssal. You hear Abyssal coming.
Oh, I see it.
Abyssal.
It's so amazing. I see it.
You hear Abyssal coming out of the smoke, and it's I'm not happy with any of this music. I apologize.
I mean, that's pretty epic.
It's the abyss opening to me.
Just go back to what I had. It was working. I do apologize.
No, it's fine. Somebody in the background just go dum.
So, you hear an Abyssal coming out. Second brother, second cousin, grant me the sight I need.
Hello? Hello?
Brothers of the Forgotten Realm, family members of the Forsaken, show me the sight that I seek.
Who are you? Oh, I say in Abyssal.
That's true. I'm thinking.
There
exactly
you
how
go.
I'm gonna answer
There you
back.
go. There you go.
I am the child of the assassins, eighth of my kin.
Murderers have no place on this ship. Wow, we all are.
We're not.
Are we the bad guys?
Yeah, we the baddies, right? Who do you serve?
You want me to say Jesus?
What am I supposed to say? Jesus or something?
I serve my family.
If your family is as hellish as this smell.
Thank you, third son, for giving me the sight. And you see a glowing red light up in the black mist. You gather you don't think he was entirely talking to you the entire time. It was just funny how they...
Oh, no, I'm not his
Uh,
son. I'm not your son, governor.
You do see kind of... You hear a cling, 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 and kind of rolling out. You see this glass cup, not that one. This glass cup.
Yeah.
Kind of roll into the ground. It's a black steel with red glass. It even has some of that black ichor smoke still coming out of it. Sort of like a smoke grenade, essentially, is how it's working. There's that glowing light still in the black smoke. Make a perception check now that there's some light coming out of that black smoke.
All right, that is, and I've got, it's a +5.
I want to join.
Okay, boom. Wait, boom. Boom. Oh, dang. It's got to be a 12. That's even with advantage. Yeah, 12. Sorry. That's very
Can't
average.
tell. It's a little too thick smoke, and then there's that smell, that rotten decay still coming out.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, Master Abe. Do you want me to go try to find some help while you're dealing with this?
Yes,
I
get
know.
help.
I know who would help. No, we're not doing get help. No, sorry. I need. I whispered to him. I think this is beyond me. I need someone of his kin. Fetch Theo.
Okay. He goes running after Theo. Master Theo! By the way, he's not being quiet
Hello?
about this, so all of
Oh.
y'all can see this on the deck.
Hello?
See
Hello?
Victor
Is
running.
it Victor?
Yes.
Hello? Victor?
It's Victor the Gnome. There's problems down in the armory.
Oh, okay.
Powder
If
room.
anyone asks, and no one's gonna ask, don't worry. Tell them last you checked, everyone was pretty much alive. Not dead, alive. We don't need a whole shipwide panic. What's going on? I'm coming. Theo burst in. He's like, hello, Gov.
You were in the
Oh,
crow's
just
nest, so you would
Inspector.
have heard all that.
Yeah,
What's up?
you would have seen that.
You're in the
Victor
crow's
Need to
nest,
shut
so
this
you
place
would have heard
down
that.
for a
Just so
moment.
you know.
not
Oh,
being
wow.
quiet about that. So you're
Here's my
aware this is going on,
credentials.
Flint.
Just shut yourself down. Totally legit. Are we
Oh,
having a
yes,
problem
Flint.
with the smoke?
It's just black smoke oozing out, and the
This
smell
is
of rotten
not.
decay.
This is not simple smoke, Theo. This is.
But I do see that.
Deadly
You saw Victor
neurotoxin.
running on the
Got
deck
it.
screaming all this.
It's.
Just
It
shut it
smells.
down for a second. Whoever's messing with it, I can fix it. Theo
This
walks in there.
This is demonic, devilish. I thought of you first. No offense.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to fix something.
Yes.
Seems like you want me to fix something. Okay. Forget the whole accent thing. Hello? Hello? Anybody in there?
So you would see two things. You notice with the fiendish light glowing off, it's a bunch of glowing orange veins and stuff coming from a creature in the center of this room. There's a book that is opened up on the ground, and all the writing is glowing infernal red light. And there's it's Papyrus in the center. His veins are glowing red, and his eyes are grayed out and moving fast, like he's seeing something without seeing something.
Oh, boy, it's you. Hey, why are we freaking out? It's just Pie. Hey, Pie. Snap out of it.
Theo, give me a perception check.
Okie dokie. Come on. 16.
You know when you feel like someone's just over your shoulder and you look and you don't see nothing? You have that feeling for a minute.
Hey, I know you're there. Hey, let's just talk about this. No need to get all smoky.
Make a
Just,
persuasion check for me.
I'm gonna sit on the floor with my dice. For me. Ooh, that was pretty good. Persuasion. That's a Pride and Prejudice book. No. Sorry, Jane Austen book.
It is.
Word. Oh my word. I need a long rest. I had a long rest. 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look at some of the black smoke. You can see Abe still standing on the outside of the door. But almost it forms in between you and Abe, some of the black smoke forms into like a black skull visage with horns and like armor still in a blacky smoke form. Make a religion check for me.
Of course, my religion, if it's not some
My religion's
yeah.
great.
My religion. Your religion or my religion?
Mine.
Both
So I
of y'all
rolled
can
pretty
roll.
bad.
I'm losing mine. All right.
Aw, my roll was really bad.
I'm trying to keep up with you like a hurt, lost, and blinded fool. Oh,
I go down.
what? What?
Oh yeah.
Did you roll good?
That is a 21, and it's a crit.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
You'll definitely get something. What'd you
Wow.
With my
Google-
+5, it's
Google
only a 12.
Dice is on my side.
Theo, you're more
Google Dice is
disconcerted,
on my
and you
side.
kind of back up for a minute. And you notice when you back up, you hit. There's also an hourglass that's pouring black sand that's sitting down by Papyrus. That's what you notice with the 12. You, done some study of religion, especially since you're master, everything that came out with him. You do recognize the silhouette of this demonic entity. It is a very dangerous one known as the Master of Cruelties.
Oh, yeah, I know of him.
Yeah, but you've never actually seen
Oh.
him, it occurs to me.
Well, I know what he would. Well, I looked up a picture of him, but this is more of a ghostly form, and I never.
This is the real Frelin deal.
Oh.
It's more like a illusory manifestation.
That's who Angelo talks to a lot. That's concerning.
You would be
Hmm.
concerned, Abe.
Well, the only demonic thing that I know is standing next to me, and I'm okay with them. I've known them for a little while, but
I want to look at Pi
I'm gonna start making my way
downtown.
yeah, we're not doing it. Not doing it.
Downtown. Okay. You make your way down. You make your way down. What are you doing, Theo?
Our friend is gone. You can't do that joke anymore.
I am trying to. Can I gently try and touch Papyrus?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything happen?
Sweet Pappy Malappy.
His eyes are still moving fast, like he's seeing something without seeing something.
Okay. I'm gonna gently bind his hands because I don't want him flinging around any swords. So I bind
Daggers.
it with the cloth.
He has till the hourglass is done.
Excuse me? Excuse you.
He's just staring at you.
Clarify yourself.
He asked for the sight. I gave it to him. He has till the hourglass is done.
To what?
Till what? Yeah.
To see what he seeks, to find the answers he needs.
All right, and what happens to him after he sees?
He just smiles a skeletal grin smile.
He doesn't know what he asks for. This is my ward. He's my responsibility.
So,
Who are you?
I am the master of cruelties, his ancestor. He is my offspring, many times removed.
Oh, I know of you.
Yes, I know of your ancestor too.
You like helping, don't you?
I never said
Don't you?
that. Moi, the master of cruelties, likes helping.
That's what you surely told my brother. Or was it lies?
Your brother? When did I speak to your brother?
Angelo.
Ah, I know of him. Disappointment, to be honest. Didn't join the family business.
Only because he got taken away.
I guess one would argue it was weakness being purged.
Probably, but you're the one who led him there. You filled his head with stupid ideas. That he could be better than them. That he could make a new family.
The optimism of youth. Well, you know what they say about fate is to be seized, and if you're too weak to seize it, it just makes a brushing motion. I gave him an opportunity. He failed. Got the consequences that he deserved. Do you want to make a deal here?
So when do I come in, Nate?
Oh, you're down at this point. Sorry, I forgot you're coming.
So when I come into the room, what exactly is what do I see coming in without any context?
You see Papyrus. His hands are bound, but he's still sitting on the ground cross-legged. There was this book, this black leather book with the lettering is glowing in infernal orange glow now in the book. There is a hourglass that's currently set down that's draining black sand. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
You see that tankard on the ground still leaking smoke outside. Abe's there. Victor.
I miss you.
And then you see the shadowy form of the Master of Cruelties talking to Theo. Do you speak Abyssal at all?
Yeah.
Okay, then you understand the context.
South Abyssal.
South Abyssal.
So
it has an accent.
Is the this is a demon devil creature?
Very powerful devil. Very powerful.
Is it a projection or is he there?
Projection, you gather.
I should have been nicer.
Yeah, you can make his projection disappear, but his physical body is definitely still in the nine hells. Yeah, this guy would be much more powerful than, say, Melzorcath was or stuff. This guy is much higher in the echelon tiers.
Look, I don't want to make a deal. I just want my son to be safe.
So I was hearing you want to make a deal.
No, that's literally the opposite of what I said.
You said you wanted your
this hourglass.
By all means. I thought you wanted your son safe, though.
That answers that question. It's an easy way to get information. That was out of game.
He just gives a sardonic smile. There you go.
Well, seems like the only thing to do is to wait it out until either you get bored and start saying something of use, or we see what happens.
Oh, I don't mind waiting.
So the black smoke is billowing from the tankard,
Yes.
and the devil is projecting from the smoke.
Yes.
Then I have the bag of colding, correct?
You do.
I am going to go over.
Not correct.
I do not have the bag
You
of
have the
colding.
bag of holding.
Okay, I have a bag
I
of colding.
have the bag of
Dog had
holding.
Got it. Okay. I'm going to walk over to the tankard, and I'm going
Put it in the
to
bag.
put it in the bag of holding.
Put it in
And
the
I'm
bag.
I'm just
And
gonna
the bag fills with smoke and gets bigger. And
Well, it may or it may not, but
That's a
I'm
funny
not.
picture.
I'm not going to touch the tankard. I'm not that stupid, but I am going to use open the thing up,
Implies you're a little stupid.
scoop it together, and close it.
You are
The
not
smoke
a
begins to
moron.
dissipate, and you see the master cruelty starting to fade a little bit. Times is short for you. Do you want to make a deal?
Who's he talking to?
Deal.
Okay.
Ah, blessed time. I've got my
Once-
own demons.
Once I'm gone, you've made your choice by default.
Care to enlighten, or do you just want to be cryptic?
You wanted to save your son?
Well, how is that to happen? Do you want him?
He's mine by default.
yeah,
You gonna kill him here and now?
It's his pappy.
I could, and I might.
Why?
Well, one, I can. Keep in mind, he is the master of cruelty, so
If it sucks, he's gonna do it.
Make your choice.
I think I'll make a deal with you. If you're willing. I promise that he'll be perfectly fine when the hourglass ends. And all you need to do is just pulls out a broken piece of a shard of a mirror. When you go to the Obscuro Biblio library, just put this down there in the restricted section.
Biblioteca Obscura or something?
That's the one. Yeah.
Oh, that's close enough. That's close.
It's close enough. That's all. No other catches than that. And I give you my word of honor, he'll be safe when it ends.
You said if the hourglass is forcibly stopped in the middle, something bad happens. If the hourglass reaches its end, something bad happens. Did my son make a deal with you?
He did.
Was his terms... Did his terms involve something that would have harmed him?
Well, I don't want to get into the details of it, but this is the same
But
one.
the devil's in the
This is-
details.
Yes, it is. But this is the same one that made a deal of trading a valuable coin token for a birthday cake.
Turns out the cake wasn't a lie. I kind of thought it was.
Oh, the cake was real, but we both know that he got screwed on that deal.
Yeah.
So
But hey,
he
he's
is
often the
almost
deal
fully. He's almost fully dissipated at this point. Not to be a pressure, but time's up.
fine.
He hands you the sliver and he just snaps his finger and you see a little red glow. He'll be fine. Years. After about 10 more minutes, the hourglass empties, and then you see Papyrus come to.
You're grounded!
What's going on?
You're grounded.
For
What is-
what?
What have you been messing with?
I wanted to find some answers, so I did. I just, did my little thing.
Your little thing. I'm
your
sorry.
little
He's
thing.
he's your son. I'm just the uncle.
You pull out, you see him.
Yeah, don't butt into my parenting.
Got it.
Boy. Sorry, I just saw a future Jason as a grandfather. Sorry, my brain just went
I
somewhere.
promise I'm a great dad. I'm a great dad, guys.
I jumped 20 years in the future there.
20 years.
I
Oh,
don't
dear.
know. I'm not trying to give a timeline here.
Holy moly. I'm going to be 40 in 20 years.
Yes. Time does
Do you
catch
think
up
I'll
on you.
live to 40?
I don't know.
That's what I always wonder.
Look. See, there's still blood in my veins, and I'm 48. Okay.
Now, what if the world ends?
Michael, no one lives to be 40, right? That's old people.
Yeah. What?
Hey,
No, I got told that the end of the world was going to happen a couple years ago. So I'm just waiting. Anyways,
That doesn't sound familiar.
they keep telling it every decade. They're like, the world's gonna end, you guys, and then everyone panics.
And Theo's gonna do it. Theo's true name is Anung Unrama.
So this hourglass,
I bring about the world.
Is it? I guess like detect magic. I'm assuming it's a magical item. Is it cursed? What's the dealio with that there thing? Oh, is everyone frozen? We got.
No.
Oh, Nate's frozen.
Nathaniel's frozen.
Yep, Nate is frozen. Either that. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no, he's gone.
Oh wait a
Anyways,
minute. While the DM's gone, let's talk. Dish.
Let's.
Oh well.
Papyrus.
Yeah.
Endless yelling about Papyrus, and
I was gone for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And look
my
what's
son
happened.
loved you, and you left him.
You found your brother, and you're back in the team. All right, and we do a tag, and tag.
No. Been gone for 5
I miss you. I miss you. I'm actually real sad.
So on a side note, Dakota, I know.
Forgot to plug in his laptop. He's coming back.
Oh, I had a very positive idea that we could still communicate with you, even without like we could, send a missive or something, or do sending because you're on this plane. We can contact you, and be like, so how's it going? How's Project Brother coming along? Project Sibling.
Project Brother.
I kind of figured with
Project Brother.
It's called Project Big Brother.
With him returning the Azure Fang, he doesn't want to be reached.
I got told that y'all were gonna murder me.
So we were going to keep you from making the decision.
Yeah,
just slightly dead. No, it was a thought.
I know.
And shows what he's only slightly dead.
I just want y'all to know that did not affect my decision.
It was a thought, but it wasn't a decision.
That's a good.
Okay,
just want y'all to know.
Okay. So does this decision?
That would be metagaming, and
does this decision mean that character's okay? Here's a big thing. Does that mean that character is retired?
I think Nate just has him in the world now, so there's just a Yogg running around that I no longer control. So
yep. Exactly. That sounds awesome.
So when he
won the game, isn't everyone happy?
Wait a minute. So you don't get to play anymore? That's.
I mean, I get to play.
Whenever you beat Portal, you can go play Portal again, though. The D&D, if you win the game, you can't play ever again.
Well, that was actually my question. Dakota said he was coming over here at 6, and I saw the note, and it was past 6, and I'm like, so are you done with the game? Is that what's going on?
No. I'm about I was finishing up our scenes and stuff. We're about to change where y'all are headed, where y'all are going, and I will narratively introduce.
I'm sorry.
No. We were talking
spoilers.
about Dakota.
Spoilers.
This is like the end of one of the Stanley Parable endings, where you go through the ending, you hit the button, and then you just see the nice place, and you don't get to play anymore, and you're just like, oh, and
Yeah.
Stanley was happy. Why do I feel so empty inside?
It makes sense. Sorry about that. I thought I plugged my laptop in, but I had.
You're grounded!
Why? I got the answers.
Yeah, but at a personal cost to me!
What do you mean a personal cost?
What?
I couldn't tell if this guy was bluffing. Your grandpappy. I don't know if he was bluffing, but I didn't want to take a chance because I don't want to lose you too.
Bluffing
He said
about
something
what?
may happen. He said something may happen bad when the hourglass ends, or if it is forcibly stopped.
Yeah, the
Either
trance
way-
would end.
Something bad would happen.
You believed him?
No, but I took it anyways because I value your life more than calling on someone's bluff.
Well, I am both touched, but Grandpappy lies.
I
Uncle.
know.
Then why did you believe
know.
him and let him do this to you? Oh, wait, am I there? I'm not there.
Oh,
What? Am I?
Yes, you are there.
You are there.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
y'all would also notice he hasn't switched from Abyssal at this point. He's still speaking in Abyssal.
So I'm catching everything. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I paid the deal. I just had to pay. You remember that
He's
soul
stuck
gem?
in demonic mode.
Remember that big soul gem you had? Not the soul coins, but the big soul gem.
Mhm.
The one I got
Oh.
for you to heal your scars.
I was gonna use that.
Oh, sorry, I traded it.
I am
You're-
going to
You're grounded.
Do you want to
I'm
know about
going to
these scars?
mutter very loudly, Bright Mantle's Forge, and just walk out and go.
Did you curse? You just
um,
cursed.
and then I'm going to go get the letter that Yog wrote.
Mhm.
I'm going to go into my room and close the door.
Okay, will do.
Theo continues to give Papyrus a talking to. He explains it very sternly, but very gently. Just kind of the nature of why everything he did was a very bad decision and other decisions he could have made. And just reminding him of the lessons that he's taught him, such as, writing down interactions with other beings, including Theo, on talking to scary adults, stranger danger, and also, even worse, not stranger danger, family danger, because family is dangerous. Family is usually the most likely to hurt you, and you don't expect it. Or you do expect it and you just let them because they're family. And you think maybe this is just normal. Anyways, that's the kind of lessons Theo's going over.
Okay,
They're very well thought out.
he's gonna tell you. He wants to tell you something later tonight, but we're about to take our 5-minute break, and then we'll basically y'all have your good night long rest, and then we'll start getting into what y'all want to do for the future. And then I
Theo's like, you
narratively
better.
start working Dakota back in.
Yes. But Papyrus is basically locked up in the room
Mm.
with Theo.
He's going to want to tell you something later, but we'll take our 5-minute break, and then y'all can start planning on the future, and I'll re-narrate Dakota back into the story.
This bio break brought to you by Mistrust and Trauma.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, yay!
Yay!
Aren't we all happy? I won D&D.
Yay.
Yay!
So happy. But at what cost? But at what cost?
I don't know. I'm pretty fine.
I feel great. I'm not sad at all.
I don't feel equipped. Actually, I feel pretty great.
I feel grand.
I feel good. I've lost count of the game I was playing.
What game were you playing? Can you still
I'm not
not tell
saying.
us? Still
No.
can't tell us.
Playing a secret game.
Give us a hint if it's on the phone or if it's on the computer.
It's probably how many times
It's on the
someone
phone.
says something.
Then that's called irresponsibility because your Zoom's also on your phone. Oh, good hint. It's probably a rhythm game that features classical music.
Oh, yes, totally.
It's Piano Roller.
No, I'm playing one of those drinking games, but it's with water.
It's drink. You were
Imagine,
drinking
you can't
water
die
a lot.
from drinking too much water. Same with alcohol. So I guess it's a Apple switching out of.
I drank all my cherry soda. That was good cherry soda. It was like a bright pink.
Don't you love your paint thinner juice?
No, this is made of plant stuff. It's organic.
No, I mean, a
Fancy.
guy made cherry flavor out of paint thinner, son.
Yeah, but this one here, I can read it.
I was making a
Carbonated
joke.
water, cassava root fiber, and chicory root insulin, and Jerusalem artichoke insulin. That says something cactus. Marshmallow root, calendula flower. Sorry. I'm just overhearing stuff in the other room. I'm very sad Yogg is gone. Yogg was my favorite character. I've said that a bajillion times, but it's true.
Stop saying that. He's not. No. No. He's not dead.
But he's not dead, but he's gone.
I'm kind of dead.
Valley was also my favorite.
That one hurts worse.
YOLO I was really sad about, but at the same time, his death and last few moments were so cool. It was just kind of, I was like, you know what?
No,
YOLO's
Valley
an icon.
Yeah, still, I'm good.
Valley is gone and Matt is gone. Okay, that's what
No.
makes it. Dakota's
Matt
still
is
sitting
gone.
there. Dakota, I can still see him. He's not gone.
It's almost like I can still hear him.
Why?
It's almost like I could still see his name right there. Written in the book of life. What?
Barren declamation. What?
Declamation of faith.
Mm.
Do you declare? Do you declare? I do declare.
Barren declamation of independence.
Oh, say.
That's not it. Oh, right. You were homeschooled. Got it.
Low blow.
I'm joking.
Whose decision was that?
Ours.
Oh, man.
How the turntable.
How the turntables indeed.
I do have a turntable. I have a record player now.
I knew it.
I do have a record player. Let's
Got
pick
a
a
record
song. That was made in 2014. And my hair blue. Let's play Bambi.
Bambi. Bambi.
The sailor said, Bambi, you're a fine deer. What a good deer you would be. No? Is that it?
Oh dear.
No? Oh, that's Brandy. Oh, sorry. Yeah. The hunter said, Bambi, you're a fine deer. What a good deer you would be. But my life, my love, and my lady is something else. It's something else.
Oh, I don't think that's the right side. I want the April song. Drip, drip, drop, little April showers.
Wow, it's so fast. It's almost like double clicking MP3. It's that fast.
You making fun of me? Here we go.
A little bit, you know.
Took your letter. You do have my letter. Nobody else seemed to care.
I can make it fast.
You kept the seal.
You know what?
You have the seal and the letter.
I kept the seal for. Yeah. Yep.
I like
see if there's any kind of like blood or saliva, so you can.
I like
find me.
I like songs that are
That's
nice
not
like
what I
that while a horrible thing is happening. Like when you have like, you know, this killer going through a house just decimating everybody and it's playing.
I don't want to set the world.
Yeah. Or it's playing drip, drip, drop, little April showers. You know? Or not, you know. No, that's why they always do that in every, like, you know, these movies. They'll like, you know, be like, I got flowers on it. Do they say that? They slow it down, you know. It's like, it's like, you know, they keep repeating it, and it's this horrible.
Like that one song. I know you belong to somebody new. I don't know where that's from, but sounds creepy.
Saw you also. You belong to me. To me.
Oh, it's like there's this movie called Together where two people are like merging into one. It's like real toxic kind of relationship, really gross, and it's playing so happy together.
That's so funny.
You know.
I saw the movie poster for that thing, and I'm like, that looks like somebody got splinched in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be like,
Potter.
two is the loneliest number that.
Yeah.
I did that as one of the. I need to do this again, but I would write down a song that would play at the credits of each D&D session, and I have quite a few of them. I think last episode would have been goodness, what song was it? Something Butterflies? What's that song by Smashing Pumpkins?
Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
That one.
I was thinking Butterfly in the Sky.
You can go twice.
Butterfly in the sky.
Despite all my rage, I'm still a renegade. Is that it?
Dog is a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the song.
No, that's a vampire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sent the drain.
That's the one song that Wesley.
Wheatley. It's a lovely vodka.
You're too far gone. You're too far gone.
Wesley.
Woo. Lost it.
Oh goodness. That Wesley will listen to. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage. That and the Nutcracker soundtrack.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That works.
Oh, Wesley.
Oh, Wesley, you came and you kept me from being a vampire. You did it, oh Wesley, oh Wesley. That was terrible. I don't know what to do. I'm distraught. Hell. It's like Moaning Myrtle. I was distraught.
Moaning Mortal.
Mm-hmm.
Wait till we can get it through my head.
50 points if you could get it through our hand.
Oh, yeah, 50. I forget. The
Did y'all?
British use more numbers. They have more numbers.
Um,
Americans don't count.
Go ahead.
the full cast read of the Harry Potter books have come out. They're pretty good.
Oh,
I've heard of that.
Audible.
Yeah,
I want it.
they've released books 1 and 2, and then
Sweet.
the next one should be coming up soon.
That's my favorite book.
Is it by the
Which one?
movie actors?
No.
Prisoner of
It's-
Azkaban.
Well,
Or
there's
the
like
new movie or the series actors?
no.
the series hasn't come out yet.
I just some are voice actors and some are just actors in general, but it's not anyone that was in the movies, or I don't think they're in the TV show.
Okay, because I'm like, I'm always
Hey,
worried they're
Siri.
like gonna change something, because First Child like did something and then they're just gonna like rewrite the story.
I personally think Jim Dale did an amazing job.
Yes,
I still prefer Jim Dale,
Yeah.
Yes.
but having the voice, I mean, it's cool
Oh yeah.
because it's like the full immersion. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
has like the background noises,
Exactly.
Yeah,
everything's going on.
Yeah.
And they fixed the audio from the first book to the second book, because the first book there was sometimes like the background audio overpowered the narrator,
Sure.
and I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's happening,
Right.
but I don't know it. And so the second time they definitely fixed that issue, because I think a lot of people have
The same.
At first I thought it was just me,
Yeah.
and then I looked it up and they were like, no, we can't hear it either. So
Now, I heard a rumor that they were going to change. So, they recast the Harry Potter kids. They're
Yeah.
redoing the whole thing.
yeah.
I heard that they were going to change the title to Justice for Peeves.
Justice for Peeves.
Wow.
Right. It's about time he gets to represent.
Yeah, I
want Peeves.
I do too.
there's so much
They
that
do
they
have
left
so
out
many
of the
good
movies.
characters. Like
Yeah,
Winky.
they
They needed to.
I was so upset about Winky.
You needed some of it.
Oh, yeah,
in
you
the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make. I mean, they made it work, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
It had so much
Yeah.
more depth. Like the house elves, I think you needed to add.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Peeves being left out, I think, are the two biggest things. that
Yeah.
they could have
Mhm.
easily introduced.
This
And
bio
like
break.
that was a big.
Was brought to you by
Oh.
J.K. Rowling.
Well, that was such a big plot point. Was
With Hermione.
with Hermione and the elves. Like it's like the minor thing that ends up going to the whole themes of like looking at different people as lesser, which was a huge theme of the end.
Yeah.
They totally
Like the whole-
wrote out in the movies.
Which is kind of
That's what we're
funny,
talking about.
given it's such a like it's kind of a hot topic nowadays.
Uh-huh.
But like that was a big part of the story. You didn't have to shoehorn it in. It was a huge part of the story, and then you erase the whole house elf thing.
Yeah, the lore was very incongruent just across the 7 novels. People say it didn't have very good world building.
Well,
Saying
just
that.
wanted- I
No,
just
I
wanted
mean like
more of
from
the
novel to novel, the way they
Weasley is our
introduce
king
things, it's
song.
kind of like,
I miss
how
that.
does it apply to each
This is
other?
hierarchy.
They
Well,
kind
Weasley is our king.
of brought up things from earlier.
are
Weasley is
y'all
a
ready
friend
to
of mine.
begin y'all's
Weasley is my
adventure
friend.
anew
Weasley
to
is
find
a
out
friend of
No,
not-
we want to talk over each other.
who
And
Dakota
how
will
to
be
watch
playing?
Stuff
We do
about
need to
that
discuss where
subject.
we're going because I have a very many things
Yeah.
I
that I
figured
need
this
to
was
do.
I've got something too, and we already know who Dakota's been playing. All of us.
Yeah.
Boom.
By the way, Nathaniel,
I was
if
the
you
bad guy
want
all the
some
way.
more
I knew it.
variety,
What'd you say, Ross?
by the way, if you want some more variety in your music, the Octopath Traveler soundtrack
Ah.
is just
Noted.
very consistently very good.
Noted.
It's
It's
like
a fantasy
it's
RPG
like Fight Club.
that
Hellcarthon. I am
came out
Hardcore.
like
It's just like
within the last 5 years.
in myself.
Ah.
Oh no.
Edward Norton and Brad
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
consistently good all the way through.
All
Who is-
along, I thought you were my greatest
You would've
friend,
thought.
Dakota, but turns out you were my
So,
enemy.
Yog, do you want to tell them what Yog actually did, not being Baron, but going to Hal Carthon? Are we
Yeah.
letting that come out
Right.
now?
Well-
I think we let that stay on the DL.
I mean-
You
for a
see,
while,
that's
eh?
what makes the characters interesting. Is that
Yeah.
they kind of they're not exactly black and white. They do
Yep.
things you don't expect.
Then
And
green
narratively speaking,
and
he is
gold.
now in the hands of the DM to do whatever he wants.
I do have a wish hat.
Don't give him
Don't forget about that,
hell.
You have a wish spell?
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, we could have used that to
Yes.
make your brother show up and the vampires go away.
So
Right?
many,
All of that. All of those things.
so many consequences.
It's tragic consequences.
All right. So,
My old phone
Oh, wait.
was reaching
It's been fun, guys.
and just helping themselves. I like
And
having no
love you, brother.
Enjoy the black screen.
Yeah.
so
Enjoy the
as the
silence.
nighttime comes, Thea, we'll get into what Papyrus tells you in a bit, but everyone's going to sleep and stuff.
I'm not.
Son of a gun.
Flint, how long do you stay awake?
Until I complete my task.
Which is?
The first thing I'm going to do is use a mirror to perfectly mimic the writing of Yogg to transcribe it on another piece of paper or parchment. Then I'm going to carefully cut out the signature and keep that. With the rest of the letter, I'm going to form a square.
Oh, you making like a shadow box?
No, I'm making a paper lantern.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh. Keeping the signature though for forgery.
That's not why. What I intend to do with the signature is I've got jewelers, tools, so I can do things, and tinkerer's tools. But I'm going to take it. I'm going to wrap it so that the signature is on the outside. I'm going to put it in a very tiny glass bead bottle. I'm going to seal it with the wax seal. I'm going to reheat it and seal the bottle. And I'm going to interweave a bit of silver threadwork into the cross that I got when I was, or the Bright Mantle's necklace that I've got. I'm going to weave that into it so they are connected. So I've got basically his name with that wax seal that I'm going to keep with me at all times. And then I'm going to, after everyone goes to sleep, I'm kind of miffed at everybody, to be completely honest. So I am doing this by myself, and
fair enough.
I'm going to go up to the crow's nest. I'm going to light the paper lantern that has his script, his words, and I'm going to light it and pray to Bright Mantle as I let it go and say goodbye to my friend.
That's very sweet.
And then I'll go to bed.
All right. As you're going back to your bedroom, make your passive perception is 25. You realize someone's in your room.
Is the door open?
It is closed, but there's movement in there.
I always have my salt lines, all that stuff in there. So just
so it all triggered and went off.
Oh, it all triggered. Okay, got it. I open up the room door. Don't try to subtly do anything. What do you want?
Dakota, do you want to tell him what he sees?
He sees me pacing his room, like sees Yogg walking back and forth. And then when I notice that the door is open, tears are streaming down my face.
Is this, from a perception check, is this a apparition? Is this
it's flesh and blood?
Yeah. What are you doing here? I thought you left.
I did. And I contacted Mystic Claymont. And as we were talking, I realized that I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do what?
Leave y'all. That as much as I want my brother to be here, that I can't abandon my family to get one piece of it back.
You son of a gun.
This is the path that your heart has led you to?
Yeah. So I said thanks, but no thanks, and that if our paths cross again, hopefully they will be on better terms. I tried to shake her hand. I think she did it out of courtesy, but there was no friendliness there. And then she left.
So I'm going to reach inside my coat, pull out a stake, a wooden stake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show it to him. I'm going to break it over my knee, throw it down, and just hug him.
I just hold and cry and try not to fall.
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't say goodbye in person. I don't think I would have left and realized that this is where I really wanted to be. I would have felt guilted or always wondered if this was the right choice. But now I know that it is. I know that it is.
The choices you make are always your own, and the family that you choose they choose you back. So what do you want to be called? What is the name that you choose for this next part of your journey?
Yogg is fine. Yogg is the name that I was given, and it's the name I should keep.
In that case, and I take the necklace and I show him, I'm like, I wanted to honor the choice that you made and the name that you chose. And so I've kept your signature in the bottle. But if you're here, this choice is yours. This part of yourself is yours to do with as you will. And so I take that apart, all that I'd worked on there, and I hand it back to him. This is a piece of yourself. We all carry pieces of ourselves with us in many different ways. And the pieces of those that we love, we carry those with us. But this name, you get to choose if you leave it behind or if you want to take it with you on your journey. But whether you choose to keep it or whether you don't, I'm just glad to have my brother back. And I just hand it to him.
I just take it and put it in a pocket because there is a time and a place to let it go, and right now it's not it. And I just go back to hugging Flint as we are both just crying uncontrollably, I would assume. Big, ugly tears.
No, not me. I'm an oak.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm an oak.
Say the night ends on you there. Theo, before you went to bag, because Papyrus, you wanted to talk to you. Cousin, I know you're mad.
I'm not mad.
But don't you want to know what I gleaned from the bargain?
Absolutely, but I want to know before you make bargains.
I mean, it was a
We're
simple
in
one.
this together.
You know, he's still talking to you in Abyssal. He has not switched from Abyssal.
Theo switches to Infernal because he's getting a little weirded out, and he goes, "Look, there's no such thing as a simple deal with the devil. We keep making deals in the dark. It gets us to dark places, Pi. This is serious. I need you to be open and honest with me before you do something, not after. You have free will, but please, for my sake, especially right now, tell me first before you make any decisions. I want to be a guiding force in your life." Tell me what you saw.
He says deadpan to you, okay. I just want you to make an insight check real quick.
Okay.
So I probably haven't been role-playing this quite right up to this point.
Papyrus
word.
Papyrus is no longer here. Only Asmodeus.
Holy Zeus.
No.
Asmodeus.
Asmodeus. Oh no.
Can
Rock me,
I
Asmodeus.
re-roll?
Yes, because you have that inspiration.
Please. Nat 20 plus 1.
Nice. So I might have not roleplayed correct, but the one thing you noticed this entire time, Papyrus can be high-strung and emotional. He's been pretty deadpan on the emotion the entire time.
That's real weird.
I hurt him so much he gave up his emotions.
He did.
Also, he has not stopped talking in Abyssal. Even though you switched to Infernal, he's still talking to you in Abyssal.
Pyrus,
Yeah, cousin?
something's wrong.
What?
Firstly, you said what and not what. And he says it in two different languages. It's like you didn't even say what, and then he says it in common.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
You said what? Not what?
You've been acting strangely, and it takes a lot for me to notice that you're acting strangely.
Yes. That is probably because of the drink.
What did you drink?
Abyssal ale.
Ooh.
Why did you drink Abyssal Ale, and where did you get it from?
That ain't sarsaparilla.
Grants me the ability to get cryptic visions of the future after drinking it.
Okay.
I thought we were directionless, I was concerned about Yogg at the time, and I wanted to see what would be happening.
What does he mean at the time? What does he know? Oh no!
What did you see?
Yes, I can, and he's still talking to you in Abyssal.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get
I would
burned?
tell you, I should warn you, the side effects are for the next 24 hours. Can only speak in Abyssal, and it may have drained my emotional state.
All right. That's understandable.
I can relate.
I've been there.
It literally induces a state of vacant passivity.
Well, let's take this as an opportunity to be calm and level-headed.
Good news, as you would see it. Yogg will be fine.
I figured. He's capable.
You'll have breakfast with him.
We didn't. What? That's some vampire joke?
And Abe or Abe's family, it was a little unclear, is in terrible mortal danger. He is
Awesome.
keeping secrets.
He's keeping secrets. He's keeping secrets?
Uh-huh.
That's not like him.
And I hope you enjoy the Far East and like rice.
Hi, we need to go to the library. Oh, goodness.
Well,
Oh, if they're
Abe
in
may
moral
or may not
danger.
have, well, I don't know. That's what I know. Also,
I promised like 3 people I would go there next. Yes, sorry, go on. I'm talking to myself.
there is mortal danger in the Far East,
Mm-hmm.
and you should reiterate to Flint to order the jade rice.
Yes. Okay, I'm not questioning it.
Mm-hmm. And when the clock rings thrice, you will know it's time.
Or what?
I mean, the visions are a bit sporadic.
That's fun. Oh, Pi, we have something that could give you visions.
Really?
Yeah.
It's an
I
ale.
had it this whole time and you never even asked.
What is it?
I'm not gonna tell you. You're grounded.
I just figured we'd double down. You know,
No.
2 uppers.
Very logical.
No, you already stole from me. You need to tell me when you steal from me.
Technically speaking, that was something I stole for you.
Yeah, but when it's a gift and you give it away and you steal it back, that's not how presents work, Pi.
That's love. Oh, wait,
I suppose this is logical. We have not addressed this.
Captain.
Okay, you're still learning. You're still learning. You're still learning. You're still learning. Have you been working on those essays that I told you to work on all day and the rest of the month that I told you to do it previously? I didn't ground you that bad.
Previously, maybe. As far as today, Yogg was dead. Was not inclined to do it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's understandable. Oh, Pi, you know I love you, right?
Yes.
Hey. Just please ease up on my nerves. They've been shot to 9th circle and back.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
No,
Anything
but
else
I
you
will
should tell me?
anyway.
I know Pat will. Yes.
I find it troubling some of the aspects of the future I saw.
Which ones?
They are jumbled, but you should know that things aren't always as they seem. She will try to kill him, you know.
She and him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
And
have any sense of who she and him are? Just guesses. Colors? Faces?
she who sacrificed what she loved to gain what she wanted.
That's cryptic. And he who what?
I don't know how to phrase it.
I mean, you do have
Charades.
you do have my illusion.
Sounds like 2 words.
Just thinking here. Ah, I had to think on this one. He shows you the image of a it looks like it's some sort of temple chamber. It's got smooth polished marble floor. You see column beams everywhere of ivory pillars. It's very shadowy. You can see there's stuff in the background, but that's not the focus of his insight. So he can't really. There's stuff in the background. There seems to be people and stuff in the background, but you just can't quite see what it is. And you see at the center there is a person standing down. Looks like going to pick up to help someone on the ground, but they're kind of shadowy misform. And you see this figure of this lady in this cloaked robe. You can't see. She is snuck up behind the person that's helping the person on the ground, and she is impaled them with this crystalline dagger. You cannot tell who the lady is or even who the person is that this figure is helping, and you can't just kind of see around, but the person that this lady is stabbing is Patches.
Patches can be stabbed?
Whatever this dagger is, it's
Huh.
very ornate and crystalline.
Sold someone to get what she wanted.
She gave what she loved to gain what she wanted. She gave up what she loved to gain what she wanted.
A woman loves Patches, and she stabbed him to get what she wants.
Which is Patches stabbed. What? She wanted to sew that patch
becomes a
shut.
bootstrap paradox, I think, at that point.
Oh,
Right.
bootstraps.
Paradox is
Wait,
no one can say.
Oh, bootstraps. Couldn't they have just gone back to where he was? And they were dead. They could have went to the bottom
Everything
and,
about this.
done
Fix
it.
the whole
I
thing.
will allow you,
Just-
if you wish. I will allow you a choice. So Fire says this. I can either give you one more hint, or I can burn the last insight to give you one more clarity in this chamber. You notice when he says it, though, he switches. It doesn't sound like that's Papyrus talking.
Does it sound like Master Culties?
Can't tell. Just sounds like someone is using Papyrus real quick. Either he can give you one more future insight, or he can give you one more clarity to this bizarre chamber.
Well, probably better to have more information about one spot than too much information that doesn't make sense. So, clarity might be my best option.
Okay. Do you... And it's Papyrus, vacant eyes looking. What would you like information on in here? Something in the distant background, perhaps?
Are you able to show her face?
I could, if that is what you desire. I could show you the person on the ground, or I could show you something in the background that you might find very enlightening.
Seems like you want to talk about who's in the background.
All
Sounds
three are
details.
equally important.
All
That is something
three.
you've been emphasizing.
I just needed to emphasize you to understand that there is not one that is less important.
Okay. Any particular insight anyone else feels?
I've zoned out and have no idea what's happening because I'm not there. So
Of
I
course.
totally feel that.
I mean,
If
all
anyone else has any thoughts?
Sure, this is not going to be important at all whatsoever for anything.
I mean, all three of them are viable options. It doesn't sound like one is.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize the point. All three are equally valuable. There isn't one that's better than the other.
Yeah. So I would just roll your D3.
Okay.
Yeah, do what
That's
I
a
do.
fair one. If it's a 1,
Why not?
it's one of the backgrounds. If it's a 2, it's the lady. If it's a 3, it's the figure on the ground. If it's 4, re-roll. I didn't hear your number.
2.
2. The lady. Okay. So the lady clears up, and you see teal skin with yellow eyes and a clearly what you would have known as the Empress Vespora.
He's still alive.
Oh, that Empress Vespora.
Feeling fantastic. She's still alive.
Who is that?
Oh, goodness.
The Empress Vespora.
Doing murders and she's still alive.
You're
Gotcha.
welcome.
Apparently
Thanks.
attempting to kill Patches in this vision.
She's of the Manhattan Diasporas.
Mm-hmm.
Killing
That
people
doesn't
who
help
are
me.
still alive.
I should have stayed zoned out.
Do you remember the episode where
people
Chandler
in the
had
background are the
Chandler had a monkey and
workers.
Ross had a shoe with and the monkey pooped in it? Remember that? That's the Diaspora episode.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch Friends. Sorry.
That's okay. I kind of mixed the story up anyway. But yeah, I'm not quite sure who the Empress Diaspora is. But Leia knows, and that's the point.
You don't know?
You see the vision
I remember.
fade, and Papyrus kind of just starts blinking again.
Okay.
That's I'm going to go to sleep now, cousin.
Take a nap, sleep it off, make better choices in the morning.
Right. The
It's a new
morning
dawn.
comes.
It's a new day.
Yep, the morning comes as you all gather together to decide what y'all are gonna do. And y'all would realize that Dog is amongst y'all.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh,
Do with what y'all wish. Y'all know Abe's hiding secrets, so
I don't know that.
I do.
Papyrus, Flint, and Theo know that, so Abe knows it too.
Well, I think
Oh wait,
Um,
Abe's not here. I just realized.
at this point, I mean,
Theo,
I think
you're
it would be
muted.
the fact that
Oh, at least we couldn't hear you there.
Yogg is back amongst us is probably the bigger story of the morning, anyway.
And you see 2 bite marks in Flint's neck.
Yeah, because I just was just like, "Ugh."
Just two bite marks.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I probably put him on there.
You
just
gave
so
you gave up one brother and you have another. It's me. We are blood brothers.
Tortella making the kitchen, you know she turns and there's bite marks in her neck too.
Mhm.
Oh.
We're all chugging that ale, singing songs.
One up me. One up me.
One of me. Oh no. That's terrifying.
So, what would you like to do? Choose how to react.
Okay, where are we all?
I'm
In the
assuming
scene.
you're having breakfast when Yogg walks in.
To what do we owe this honor? Baron?
I didn't go through with it.
Yogg,
Theo.
I did a test result on some of your DNA.
Uh-huh.
What's
You
that?
want to know what came back?
I don't know what any of those words mean, but okay.
She's the smartest one of us.
It came back. It said on your test, right here, it said you're a horrible person. It's right, a
I'm a-
horrible person.
Wow.
Don't ever do that again. And he comes and hugs you.
That means a lot coming from the corrupted blood person. That is-
Okay. Yeah, that's
I'm not corrupted, I feel
and
great.
that's said with love. Yes.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, he told me that the reason he came back is because he was hoping to be a count instead of a baron.
Holding
Count-
out.
Well, I
Counts
guess that
Yogula.
doesn't quite count, right? So you don't have to leave us? Please
You,
don't leave us.
Yog.
I
I'm
didn't want
playing-
you to go.
I'm playing the long game, so you know.
You
Yogg,
turned
we're
down
in the
the initial
negotiation
offer
deal.
for the second offer.
You haven't
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
your
yeah.
brother. We can still help you.
Yogg, you could have had it all.
We can still help you. You know that when the vampires told you that if you didn't go with them, you'd be alone. You're never alone. You have us. And even if you decided to become this barren person, you're making your own journey and your own choice, and we respect that about you. Either way you went, you were making a choice that was very impactful for you, and you've come a long way from the sticky-fingered filcher that you
Oh, he
seem to
never
have been.
won.
Oh, really?
Nah,
Okay.
you guys are just judgmental.
He was acting out. He was just acting out.
Nah. I think we could all use being a little sticky-fingered.
So,
Pressing button.
there's obviously been some developments with Papyrus, Yogg, but
He's fine now.
we do have choices to make as far as what our next path is.
Yeah. We have a new pressing matter.
We have a few pressing matters, and one of them, I believe, that probably needs to be addressed lest there is any further division in the party. Abe, is there anything that you want to tell us?
Oh, snap. Not where I thought you were going.
I did not want to say anything. I knew that all our hearts and minds were on our brother here.
Indeed, they were. But you also are our brother.
Well, we are brothers of spirit, if not of relations. But sometimes when someone says that they are having trouble with brothers or mothers or fathers, that they mean the literal ones.
Is this what you're wanting to tell us? Is this what you're trying to keep from us?
Don't beat the bush. What did the bush ever do to you?
Well,
Tell us.
I at first did not know whether it was a nightmare or it was if it was my own fears coming forward. But I had a vision, and
A lot of those lately.
but this vision seems to not just be a bit of bad potato in my stomach. It
Just a bit of beef.
it was real. You are aware of one of the cult of M. They all have these M names. Well, one of them is my master, my former master.
Okay.
And as long as I have known him, it is the master race. That's the master racist. That's great. That's his his fanon nickname. Yeah. I thought that the master that I knew was replaced with this devilish present company accepted, Theo, this devilish infernal creature. But it is my firm belief that he has always been this. And he doesn't like our friend Theo here. He doesn't like anything or anyone. And he above all wants me to suffer.
Nasty.
He wants me to suffer for it. And in my belief system that I grew up in, we were taught pressure points and pain points, and he has definitely found mine. When I saw him, he was in the guise of the master that I knew, but he was with my family, and they would have welcomed him in as an old friend, as a respected elder, as you would in my culture. And he gave me an ultimatum and said that I have to bring him an item that I gave up, that was given to me by my master. And this was before I learned that was it before I learned that my master was evil when YOLO passed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know my master was evil. So I gave up something that my master gave to me, and I felt that was a growth point, and I buried it, kind of burying my past in a way. It was
And I'll carry on.
It was the finger bone of a holy man. We have relics and things like that we keep, but long story short, it's buried in Alterion, where we had a remembrance of our friend YOLO, and he wants that bone back. And it maybe it had more significance than I first thought. Maybe there was something more to it than I had first surmised. But he's going to do some terrible things to my blood family, and they live in my land. It's called Azuresway.
Hmm.
It's to the east from here, and it's far. I traveled quite a ways before you some of your members of the party found me. I was wait, dragon teeth.
Yeah,
Okay, at was
the
it
close.
okay? Yeah, where the where the guild met and where our quests were forged. Uh, of course, Yog, you and Ross met up with us after, but
Yeah,
we be
so did Flint.
uh, right, and
You
but
blocked every original party member except yourself.
well, there you go, and then we found you in the labs, but so
Do what we must because we can.
I I thought that maybe there was a way I was gonna talk to Jordella and see if there's some other way that you all could proceed in the quest to stop the cult.
Oh
And
man, wherever we go, you go. You go, we go. We go.
it's just a distraction. I don't know. I don't see how this could figure into the main plan that the cult has.
Well,
I
we're all playing some weird cosmic game devised by divine entities who have nothing better to do, so
So, what does all this have to do with the marking that's on you?
and that's the
oh yeah.
reason. That's
Sick
the reason.
tattoo.
It well, it's funny that we see an hourglass recently, and an hourglass is a way to count down time. Well, this is mine. This spiral here, when it goes down, see this line here is still
Mhm.
filled. It will go down and will tighten until it gets to the middle. And at that point,
It becomes the black spot.
my family is gone.
Oh dang.
Were you given a timeline on
Arbitrary.
how long that was going to be?
I'm not sure. It could be weeks.
I'm guessing by the length and where your thing is right now, if I'm guesstimating correctly, perhaps a month.
Or you could roll a Dungeon Master Insight check to see what he says.
I
I
remember a
mean, he
month.
told you
He told
originally
you
you
a
had
month.
1 month.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's
You're
my
at-
narrative.
You're at 28 days now, if you want to be specific.
I'm at 9. Just throwing that back out there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
at
right.
9.
I'm
That's
still a
right.
Vampire.
Or what?
I'm still a thrall vampire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So if we don't cure him before that, he basically is in their control.
He will be a thrall.
I'll be a vampire forever.
Yes, he does not have the option without divine intervention.
Yeah,
You know, we
not
fictionally there's Blade the Daywalker, and he never really got cured, did he? He was
not
always a
to
vampire.
put
So,
pressure on or just to add more, but I'm gonna add
He's
more.
multiclassing
We
now.
do have several things we promised that we would bring to the underground library, such as we need to get those statues. I have a thing from my snaky godmother, and now I
Oh.
have this shard of mirror that I think all need to generally go down there. Not the shard of mirror. I think that one goes in the winter area.
so we have a lot of options in front of us at the moment.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a scroll? I want to spread it out and get a little piece of charcoal and
the abyss.
sketch it out.
So,
We
if,
like sworded patches, I think.
obviously, Yog is going to have to make his decision on our
Yep.
way to wherever we go. So that is up to Yog. But as
I
far
mean,
as
we still have plenty of steak. I mean,
As far-
cake towels.
as far as what direction to go, there's the Obscura Biblioteca, correct?
Yeah.
There is the journey east to rescue Abe's family.
Mm-hmm.
What other directions are there between the two, as far as
I might need my
physically where we go?
memory jogged.
Mhm.
But it was that underground area where the thing split, and then there's the Library of Ioun, and
That's
the Isle of Mist.
statues.
Was that the no?
The where?
The under cyber cult
Yeah,
underground.
that's
thing?
in the Isle of Mist, but yes.
Okay.
I thought that was there was a place that Patches could get us to that he's been
Oh
trying to
yeah,
get
no,
us to
that's
go
something
to.
totally different.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, no, Patches said that he didn't need y'all to go to basically that place that's deep underwater, but he can get y'all there.
But then,
Oh, that's the mer
but
people.
then, isn't there also something inside there that gets us to the library? Or am
Yeah.
I mixing them together?
That's what
Because
I
I
thought.
thought we had to like go to a fountain and do something, and then that opened up the secret chamber.
Oh, that's in the library.
That's
and that
in the
gets
library.
You down. That gets you down to what Valley's father said, where the secret knowledge is.
Those are two different missions, though, right?
Two different missions. Yeah.
The
I gotcha.
Biblioteca
Right.
is different than Ioun's library in the depth
Correct.
of the abyss. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like to me, and I could be wrong, we have two choices in front of us. Either go to the library.
I'll be blunt, they're both on opposite sides of the world.
Well,
so.
that's what, yeah. We go to the library. If we do that, we're eating into the month timeline for Abe's family.
I don't like risking it, but we have been putting it off.
What, Abe's family or the library?
I don't like putting off Abe's family.
No, I don't
But
either.
we have been putting off going to the library or to the Under the Sea. I still cannot remember. Under the Sea. I just don't like putting it off, especially since I've incidentally staked a couple things that I'm supposed to do that down there. I'm a little fuzzy on what else I was supposed to do there. It's been a trying month, Yog. Just kidding, but
You're welcome. I would say that Yog is probably a little sensitive to saying that you've staked a couple of things there, but we'll just put a pin in that for now.
All right.
not a stake.
Not a stake. So between those two choices, between going to the opposite side of the world to the library or to its opposite side of the world to save Abe's family, which we know we have a short time to do. How long a journey is that over there, Nate?
To Abe's family?
Yeah.
Well, if you take one of the big portals that you can take, you're over on the other side of the mountains. It's about a week and a half to the archway, and from there you can get there fairly instantaneously.
Week and a half is about 9 days.
So that only leaves us
But that's
2.5 weeks.
That's from where we are now.
Right.
How long would it take us to get to the archway from the library? If we went to the library first.
Well,
you
we
would
can go to
want
the
to
library
go.
at any time.
You would want to go to the archway to get to the library. The library is on the other side of
so we have to go to the archway first, no matter which
the
one
archway
we
is
decide.
fast travel for sky ships.
Got it.
Okay.
Because where y'all both want to go, you're on Nyx Borealis. The library's on Vessel, and Abe's family's on Larachna. They're on other continents. You'd be talking months of travel if you get to the archway.
We can put off going to the library, the Biblioteca library. There's not a time limit on that. He just said when you go to it, put this there.
Right.
Which I'm really frustrated at myself for taking the deal because I knew it was a bluff.
Insight's a thing, but was not used.
Well,
Huh?
Sorry, this
I
is
knew the
DM
thing, but
speaking.
I didn't want to risk it.
it sounds like we need to deal with the pressing time issue first. Again,
Yeah.
Yog has to determine what he's going to do with himself, but I think it would be wise. First off, we're going to the archway anyway, so I think that's where we need to go regardless.
Well,
But
we have to stop and get the finger. If before we go
The
anywhere.
finger is in Amberkirk, which is right by the archway anyway. So
Okay.
thankfully
Okay.
Just
we're-
want to make
Wow.
sure that
Wow.
That's
we-
it. That was a
we
good
don't-
point, though.
we don't
Good.
travel without the finger.
Yeah,
Here's
absolutely.
here's the thing.
that's a
The
bad marketing
the
slogan.
name the name the name of the
Sounds
name
like
of
a
this
New York taxi service
the name of this
slogan.
quest is we're giving my old master the finger. That's the
There you
that's
go.
that's the
There you
name of this
go.
quest.
Okay, so to Amberkirk,
He's a Nazi fascist.
is that the direction? Yes.
Well, I mean, I have the gate key. We could just get there. Can I use the gate key to get us to the pocket dimension?
Is that a one time or
It's
anytime?
I can use it. It's a one per day thing, so I can get us
No.
there.
Only because-
I will. No.
So the answer,
Will-
quick answer is yes and no. They told you, they gave you one of the keys to get to Elterion. As long as you're in Amberkirk, you can use one of the keys to get there. Now
Yeah,
you could
so-
use the gate key to get to Amberkirk instantly, and then use the key to get to Elterion. But
Yeah. And then we could spend a couple days in Amberkirk while the ship catches up, and then we get back on the ship,
that's true. You could do that.
get the finger,
Yeah.
buy supplies, mail letters, or a letter.
So then,
How
yeah,
did you know I was writing a letter?
that
Did I
seems
literally
like the
just
most
go, "I'm
logical
gonna
course of
go"?
action.
Goodbye. I'm gonna go write a letter. Did I say that?
I think you said that.
Sounds like me.
Oh, okay. So Amberkirk,
That's where I think we go to Amberkirk.
are we agreed?
Good old
Amberkirk?
Amber.
We have to
That's a
get.
good idea. Stock
Before-
up.
I mean-
catch up.
Yeah, we have to go there. We have to get to the archway either way.
Right.
So, how long would it take us to get from the archway to the library and then back to Abe's family?
Oh.
We'd be,
Well,
like,
here's
really
the thing. You
pushing
don't
it.
know how long it's going to take you inside the library.
Because we gotta go to
Right.
the restricted
That's
section.
the only disclaimer I'm giving you.
Yeah, and we don't want to go into some other weird time skip.
As the DM, the
planning
one
here?
kindness I will do, you would be playing the dice with
Yes.
that one. I
Yes.
cannot promise a pleasant outcome.
You
for
can
Abe's
use your
family.
reroll. Don't you want to use your reroll?
I might not
So-
even have to do a reroll on that one.
So we fast track to Amberkirk, let the ship get to us.
Yeah.
Then we go to the archway. We go the direction to save Abe's family.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
once that's done, then we go back to the archway to go to the library.
Well, we'll probably
the
use the
question is,
archway.
Do we want to
and-
go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to Biblioteca Library, or do we want to go down under first?
I think Patches can wait. He's been waiting.
Yes.
So
I
I
agree.
think we need to figure out what the
We need to make a
prophecy is.
Yeah.
Vegemite sandwich.
Bad time to say that I kind of don't like the idea of making
She
Patches
said-
wait anymore, because maybe, just maybe, Papyrus had a weird vision where Vespora killed Patches. So it's a bad time to bring that up.
Who's Vespora?
Yeah.
Wow, none of you remember. Other than
first-
Leia.
Child of the. I remember. Vespora
No, I
is
said
the
other
first.
than Leia.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought you said not even Leia.
the blood children. She was the first
Yes.
the girl from that.
Okay.
Wow,
See, I just needed a tie-in. I'm sorry.
that's an old
Yep.
callback.
Not that
Yeah.
old. She built the blood temple and sacrificed all the people, and that temple later like fell into the ground, and the train got built around. Well, that's how the vision went. Lots of time passed in that vision. I remember.
It
The
sounds
train
good.
didn't get built around.
Sounds
that
great.
temple's at the bottom. That temple's at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, the temple went to the bottom of the ocean.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Yeah, funnily enough.
Oh.
Yeah, the temple fell to the bottom of the ocean, and then the vision showed
Almost as
like
if there's an
time
overarching
passing,
narrative that's being strung
and
together.
the
Yeah.
train going past, and something was in this door, like trying to get out. That's how the vision went.
I'm just curious. How do we know that if we go there and we let Vespora out and then she kills Patches? Like, we could be the ones who let her out.
Well,
That's true.
for right now,
Very careful.
before we start projecting everything that could happen a couple of missions from now, let's just focus on getting to Amberkirk, getting this finger bone, and then we can make some decisions along the way. I think, narratively speaking, Yogg needs to decide if he wants to remain a vampire or not. I think that's probably a pretty important one.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But can we agree that for right now, Amberkirk's the direction?
Absolutely.
I think so.
We can go talk to Snape Carthon.
I just feel that's like it's where it's the place to be.
All right, so Jordella's going to start making her way there on the sky ship.
I was going to say, I am also going to share the vial with Yogg, because I had not given that information to him yet, just so he knows what it is, and ask him, does he know anything about it?
Oh, I was wondering if we would still have that vial after I rejected the...
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it stayed. She'd said it before you rejected, and she has not deigned to come back and claim it.
So, what is this?
I don't know.
Oh, you really don't know?
It wasn't there when I left. You said you found it on my desk.
I did.
I left a letter there.
Ah, okay. Awesome. Then the last thing is we still have the head of Malzorcath, if there's anything you want to chat with them about. During any type of travel.
The head of Malzorcath.
I forgot.
I chopped it off and I kept it in the bag of colding so that we could speak with the dead.
Eliminated the skeleton and posted in the lobby.
I made sure that the jaw was still
so that
operational.
no one
So if we need some information about the Cult of M along the way, we have, 3 questions we can ask? Is that typical?
Yes, I think
5.
so.
Okay. 5. Okay. Excellent.
Is it per time we cast it, or is it a one-time thing?
I think it's a week time frame in between casting.
Yeah. So somewhere along the journey, I don't want to forget that component.
Somewhere during the journey, Theo wants to bake.
You get 5 questions.
Yogg wants to drink that blood still.
Yeah.
He makes the cake in honor of Yogg, but gives it to Jordella.
Okay, so we go to Jordella and request hasty speed to Amberkirk, yeah?
Yeah.
I have a question that's kind of been on my mind, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
The last I knew, we had left the chair of the ancestors on the ship, and then we time skipped a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it?
Where is my chair?
I heard it was in the common room and everybody was just taking turns. That's what I heard.
I don't think so.
No one used it. We left it. Abe messed with it for a while, but then he changed his mind, and then we
got time skipped a year. And
it got cold. We needed firewood. You got to do what you got to do.
I don't think you.
How much money did you make?
Jordella probably knows what happened to my chair.
Jordella's probably sitting in your chair.
Jordella's talking to all the people that we killed. I mean, all her siblings that we killed.
Ooh.
So, the chair is at Skullduggery Wilkins Cove.
Yeah.
Solid. Love it.
So, it's at that place.
All right. So, Amberkirk Ho, yes?
Mm-hmm.
A decision, a choice.
Yeah.
Going once.
Are you sure you can't chop off one of my fingers and make him think? No.
No.
All right.
Your finger
You're
bone.
welcome to try that, Abe, if you'd like.
No, that's all right.
Stick the gate key into just a normal door, and when I turn the handle and open it, it opens out into
The
Amber
bustling
Kirk.
streets of
You
Amber.
can donate one
is-
or all your fingers to the cause of
that
saving your
is-
family.
Abe, you should wear your armor and bring all your gear.
That's
I
not
will. I will bring the travelogue of my brain that knows everything about this place.
Awesome.
And you notice right away, of course, is that Alterion is, or not Alterion, Amber Kirk is no longer a half destroyed empty town full of monster gangs. It's now a bustling city.
Right.
Hey, we did it!
It's a
And they
magic
did it.
metropolis.
I
You
do
all
It was
did
wonder
all
good.
tiny
It's,
Hexagon.
if there's been more any instances of the Triscendants, because this is where we fought them at.
This is where you fought the trace.
The upgraded people.
Yeah.
It is true.
See if I can get more of their blood.
Oh
Good.
well. What?
What?
I don't think there's any more of that.
Oh, speaking
I'm
of,
so
can we
curious.
retroactively say before we did that we got enough stock of whatever
Oh,
Jordella made for you?
I'm sure she has plenty of blood for me.
She made a bunch of it.
Who was she
Okay.
killing this whole time?
We're just going to keep that, on hand in
I
case,
probably
Not a crew
in
member.
case you get hangry.
could get a decanter of
She does
endless
slip
blood.
you a note, Flint, that says if you change your mind, she has a poison that can put an undead in the ground.
What a queen.
Oh, really?
Okay.
I wink
Nice.
at her and say, "Me too."
I can hear y'all.
Wait.
We're not trying to be quiet.
Hey, I mean, deadly neurotoxin.
Yeah.
Do what
Okay,
you gotta do.
so we are in this bustling, wonderful town that looks saved and glorious. Are there pictures of any of us around with bright, shining
Statue?
flowers or anything?
Heroes
Wasn't
of
there a
the.
statue?
Heroes
Heroes of the
Yeah, we
realm.
By
should
the
look
portal. There was a statue by the portal that
We are
had
heroes
all of
of
us
the
and
realm.
YOLO.
I got a nat 20!
Yay!
So, interestingly enough, in one of the town squares, there is a hero to the. There's some statues to the heroes of the Windrunners that saved the town, and it is all y'all. However, is not valued as
Is there a
Yes,
statue?
remember.
Is there a statue of Jane?
Jane.
Jane.
That's a firefly.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
statue
nice,
of Jane.
nice.
So,
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a statue. It had the little flaps of his hat on there
Yeah.
too. Yeah. I think. I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know why
remember.
I'm remembering all the things tonight.
Yep.
Except what my snake mother gave me.
Yeah, so yeah, it's all of y'all except for it's YOLO up there.
Oh.
Hero of Amberkirk.
Nice.
Taste of blood. I smell it everywhere.
Tasty.
Face
Do
the
I
rainbow.
smell any of the corrupted blood that was here?
You mean
I
from like
don't like being called
over a
corrupted.
year ago with
Well,
lots of
you know,
traffic?
There could be still some running
Okay, I was
around.
about to say, it's like you don't have divine sensing traffic.
Oh,
I mean,
I
you're
can trace it anywhere, Nate.
as like
The
a
blood was
year
about
has
to be a
passed,
blessing.
and this is a heavily tracked area. You're a
Yeah.
vampire, not a deity.
I am who I choose to be.
In this moment.
Now, Baron Yogg might have could have done it.
Oh, come on. Come on.
Oh,
That hurts. That really hurts.
I really was like this close to leaving you
You
guys.
got like a dirk in the
He
back of your
was.
back.
He'd actually told me earlier this week they was going to be switching characters, and had gave me the info.
He was switching his characters from Baron to Yogg.
When did you
Oh.
change your mind?
Nah, I don't know.
Just now.
Probably
Today, as far as I
Today.
was aware.
Today is when I finally, I changed my mind.
Wow.
It was
Someone's
it was
tears
af-
did it.
After you talked to him, Leia.
It was before then. But I did feel really bad that we were having all this sad, dramatic moments, and then I came
No,
back, which added to it. So, but I was
No,
like,
it was fun. I didn't
This is
expect
so
it.
The
sad.
sweet. I like to milk the sweet drama if we can. But,
I
you
was
know.
thinking about it because I was listening to it. I'm like, actually, if Dakota wanted to play a new character, this is the perfect time because it's a bittersweet but happy ending for Yogg. So, if you really just wanted to play a new character, it would have been perfect. So I was kind of going, oh, I didn't think you would choose it, but now I'm thinking, oh, that's not a bad place. But I'm glad you're back. I like Yogg.
But it also
So,
increases the drama because we have to figure out if we're going to cure him or it's a
Find
drama.
his brother.
It's a
Yeah.
drama.
I want it.
So,
I want to see it.
So what are y'all doing?
I was going to say,
Doing it.
Abe, do you want to lead us to the Fingerbone Burial Resting Place?
Does anyone remember where we parked? I'm trying to find out how do we get back into Alterion.
If we just go to the bar where the poker game was played, there's a door that we can walk through.
I have
invited.
some really bad memories of that place. That's where I lost a really good friend.
I mean, that's where we all
We're
lost a good
literally going
friend.
to where we buried our good friends, so.
Yeah.
It's been a year. We should
You
go
see,
pay our respects.
the bar-
I'm over it. You're right.
Despite everything else being built around the bar, built back up, the bar seems to still remain. The little stairwells down into the broken down bar. It doesn't seem like it was ever fixed.
Why is this music so tense?
I just chose to be tense.
Are you saying?
It's a vampire trap.
Do,
For initiative.
Well, let's go. For YOLO. You
do I-
monster.
do we notice from a passive perception standpoint are we making any attention?
That's a good question. People are walking around you normally, not thinking too much, wondering why you're stopped. You notice when you get within a certain closeness of the tavern, maybe like the stairs, people don't seem to notice you. And you would notice they're not acknowledging that the tavern or the stairwell down to it exists. It's like they can't see it. Like there's
It's
a
the
perception
Lord.
filter on it.
Like there's a what?
A perception filter on it or something.
Interesting.
It's like what they put on the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah.
Or a fob watch, Leia.
Okay.
Yeah, or a fob watch from the end of time.
So,
Or human nature.
so there's no reason not to just go, yeah? Abe, do you want to lead the way?
We check for traps.
Not to be a little bit of the snark, but the bone doesn't have a smell to it, and it doesn't call to me.
No, I was just saying lead the way.
You know where it's buried, though. It's buried on the island.
We all
I
know.
do.
Yeah.
But there's a voice in my head that that guy there, who knows and remembers. So it goes finger bones, like bloody bones.
Hold out your dagger and let it lead you to your father.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, to where Wesley is, to the bone. Yeah.
Yes.
Where
So,
Wesley is.
the Dread Pirate
The Dread
Roberts.
Pirate Wrestler.
The Dread Pirate
I
Ratbird.
was thinking like Wesley the rat.
Yeah.
All right.
See, that's how powerful of an image he
So
is.
you're checking for traps or just walking down in there?
Wait, what did you just say?
I wanted
Yeah.
to check for traps.
Yeah.
Why would there be traps in such a holy, peaceful place?
This is a place that people
Machiavellian
can't
and
see.
deadly
There has to be
strike.
some reason why no one can see that it's there.
Word.
Is that just an investigation, Nate?
Yeah.
What's it look like with True Sight?
Oh,
Oh, that you have the true sight goggles.
Yeah.
My eyes are
True
True Sight.
Sight will show you if anything's hitting it. Won't necessarily show you if there's a trap set up.
I have a 21.
I have a 22.
Haha.
So we can
Wait,
assist each other.
did you say investigate? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys investigate. Somehow I feel like,
Should
like
be
I'm
able
not
to see
doing
if it's an illusion, though.
like I'm
With
not
the
doing
True
Not
Sight.
trapped.
doing too well.
Not trapped.
Not trapped. Not
Okay.
seemingly.
I got a 2. 3 actually 3
It's
plus my.
totally fine, Abe.
Then,
I don't like the way you
yeah,
said it.
if you want to use your True Sight goggles just to see anything that you.
She doesn't need the goggles because she has True Sight eyes because she's demonic. I mean, an Eldritch Core.
Eldritch Core, use your visage and see what you see.
That's
Yeah,
kind
sit-
of a sore spot. I couldn't file down my eyeballs.
I don't want you to file down your eyeballs. That's gross,
It's okay.
Leia.
Just tell us if
Yeah,
it is actually what we see.
That's right.
That's all I was
We're
asking.
just trying to go through a door, people.
Okay, all right. Don't. You're thinking too much about this.
Yeah.
You're thinking way too
Hold
much.
on, let me get offended for
caress
2
it.
seconds. Anyway,
I
if I see
compliment the
anything,
door.
let me know. Compliment
Okay.
door. Who needs doors when you got portals?
All
You
right.
open the
Yeah.
door, and there's the stairs that lead down to the bottom of the tavern. It's still
Okay.
got the giant kegs and stuff, and the tables are out, but it's all covered in dust. But that big table at the back where all the people were playing, there is 2 cards sitting on the table face down.
Oh
Let's
no.
look at them.
Oh, this is where the last time I talked to Patches. Well,
Yep.
before the last time.
The cards are irrelevant. Let's move on with what we need to do.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I
No.
I got this feeling that they're irrelevant. Yeah.
We don't have time for that,
No,
even
no,
though
no,
it's very
no,
important.
Are they where we can see them?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're face down.
Yeah. So the,
Oh, wait,
the
no,
face down on the back
Okay,
table
no,
where
never mind.
Patches
Nope,
and them
nope,
were playing
nope.
at.
Nope, walking away. Nope.
And there's a
Nope.
little gap of sunlight coming through the ceiling that's shining right on them. So it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
like ball
It's
and
calling
spoon
to you.
in
Yeah.
Moria.
No,
Listen.
no.
Yeah.
No, you fool of a took.
Neither of these look like a finger bone. Let's
Nah.
here we go.
The cards
No,
are
you-
shining.
You know, the dwarf makes a good point.
I walked to the table.
Of course you did.
You're the
I'm just
dungeon master's
looking.
favorite.
Yeah, that's all right.
There's
We're
2
walking
cards
Nope.
sitting there in the light.
Nope, you do not.
Do they just look like normal cards?
No,
Yeah,
they look
like normal playing
They
cards.
smell evil.
Sure.
Go away.
I mean, I'm trying.
They probably smell like wishes.
Wishes.
We've got wishes. What do we need that for? No. Nope.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm going to try to figure out where.
2
the
of
we
them
need
just
to
sitting
go.
down there.
You know where it is. It's right over there.
Do I know where the
Right
finger
there.
bone is at?
We all know how to get
You
to
do.
there. And
On the
it's
floor.
where Yolo's buried.
Oh, then
Yeah.
I'm going to go that direction, and
I don't think I can enter that place in my current state.
you'll find out soon.
wait. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Maybe you're
Card
a
might
very
have an
nice
answer.
vampire. Buffy the Nice Vampire.
What did you say, Nate?
Maybe
The cards might have an answer.
Are you smoking something, boy? Oh no. No. No.
Do it.
Do it.
Push the button.
you had your thing to the your journey to the dark side will be complete.
You may not be certified, but you have a finger to
Good.
push the
Good.
button.
You have to use your finger to use the finger bone to flip the cards over.
Oh my. Okay, so I'm going to go to the graveside.
Yeah,
Two cards. One's on the left-hand side, one's on the right-hand
the
side.
dwarf is so smart. I like that.
Are y'all following him? I'm just
I'm
curious.
wondering if
yeah.
Papyrus can go in.
Yes.
If Papyrus can't go in, I'm not following.
Pyrus currently... Actually, did you bring him with you? He was sleeping one off on the ship.
He was taking his power nap from where he drank the black ale.
It just
Is he
occurred to
still
me.
asleep?
He was still asleep when y'all were at breakfast. I was going to mention that. Did y'all leave directly after breakfast? He might be still passed out on the ship.
Did I wake him up? Because I imagine I would have. Theo's not polite. Sleep is not a thing for...
So I will say, if you tried to wake him up before breakfast, he wouldn't have woken up. He was almost magically asleep.
After?
Question is, if you went back for him, maybe.
Yeah.
I
Alright,
walk
he's with
into
you.
I walk into the portal.
Okay. You don't want to check the cards out?
I'll check them out on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here we stand in front of
But I
Yolo's
also have
glorious
Papyrus.
grave.
I don't feel
Well, we
comfortable
gotta
leaving
take
him
like a
behind.
boat to the island.
Here we
We
We got
y'all
there's-
enter the heart of Elterion, and that's probably where we'll call it for the night since it's Weatherby's time.
and I burst into flames.
Y'all
Flames
burst
on
into
my face!
Smells like garlic.
Into flames.
One of those cards might be remove vampirism.
All we have to do is.
Oh, you're right, Nate.
It'll be fine. All we got to do is salt the bones. Oh, well, excuse me.
I can
That's
tell
the
you
wrong
what game
thing.
That's the wrong.
I was playing now.
I know that one. But I do, Nate. Am I fine being in here? I know that Papyrus could not go in at first.
Find out
you would
next
actually
on
be
Hex
fine
Borealis.
since your nature is still good. You're fine.
Touch of evil.
Is it really good? Yeah.
Touch of sweevel.
Weevil.
So the question is, does Papyrus go grab a card while you're
Did
Oh,
did
no.
Papyrus wake up after breakfast?
You
with
just
great effort you were able to wake him up.
Good.
Sleepy.
are you
Started
staying up?
speaking back in common and he
All
had
right.
annoyance in his voice.
Back in time.
He's like, you're still grounded.
Time.
But if you
Go
follow us,
back
we
in
have,
You're on
time.
the ground.
we have
And
cake
you're
if
gonna
you
do all
follow
the things
us.
you normally do.
It'll be glorious cake.
Theo
Wonderful
doesn't know
cake.
what grounding is.
Mhm.
It's like being dispossessed. I don't know. What does he think it is?
I don't know. It's just something you shout angrily at someone and then you ignore it.
You're grounded. Right.
It's just kind of hurtful, you know?
You.
It's like
Well,
Iro would say it and he'd be like, you're grounded. And he'd be like, you're not my dad. And then he would run off and do it,
You're
Ever
not my
evil.
father.
which he really regrets now, but he never got a concept of grounding. His dad never grounded him. His mom just threw bottles at his head. That was it.
That sounds terrible.
So
That's why she
I
said,
think we made good progress. There was a lot of highs and lows, but you have a new direction. You got through the drama of Yogg.
The drama.
It's never over with Yogg.
No. You still have to decide if you're going to say vampire.
Yeah, there's still those cards.
There are still those
the
cards.
cards. The cards.
The
You guys want to know what
cards
game I was
will
It's
playing the whole
it's
time?
all about
Kind
the
of a dumb
heart of the
game.
cards. It's about the heart of the cards. You see.
I think you were playing a drinking game.
No,
I'm playing YOLO Geo.
it was a dumb game. I was seeing how many portal quotes I could get in there until someone would say something. No one said anything, so I won.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah, I think
I
Never
thought
played
you were
Portal,
just
so
broken in the brain.
I'm not broken
in
in
the
the brain.
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 So yeah, I referenced it over 10 times.
So someone would have to have played that game in
Yeah,
order to
she's
be able to know
obsessed
that
with
you.
Portal 2 now.
Probably. It was just for the fun of it. I am very obsessed.
Obsessed.
Fun
Obsessed.
game.
I was
Awesome.
almost a baron.
So when are we meeting?
2 weeks from now.
The 23rd?
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Next time I'm going to play a drinking game and I'm going to pick a random word and I'm just going to be drinking every time.
Hello.
Water.
You're 20. Oh, okay. Right.
Water.
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 That's what Flint drinks all the time.
That's right.
That's what's in
No,
these crusty ales.
no, Theo.
Water.
Look, if Theo could drink, it would be a Fireball. It's a whiskey. It's a whiskey with like a cinnamon spice in it. It's real hot.
It's really good.
So it's a cinnamon toast crunch shot. Mm.
In my head
Shot.
canon or just whatever, no spicy drink is actually that spicy. Like cinnamon doesn't do anything, but salt does it, which is why unspicy ramen would get Theo really bad. It doesn't matter how much spice you add to it, it's salty.
Salty.
So if he drank the ocean, he would just go. Bleh.
Yeah, it would not be very good. That's why you shouldn't drink the ocean anyways. It's kind of rude. What did the ocean ever do to you?
That's what happened to Thor.
There was a
He did a lot of stupid.
there was a movie and a TV show about an alien servant race of another group, and the ship landed, and they have this ability to just integrate themselves into society, and so they take fake names and they become like immigrants here, but you find out that salt water is like battery acid on their skin. The show is called Alien Nation. Anybody remember that from the 90s?
We are a part of the
Mm-mm.
I was
nation.
1 year old in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Actually, in the 90s, I was 1 month old. And then
It
in
had
91,
it had Gary Graham, and was it no was Mandy no Mandy Patinkin played the main alien, one of the main alien hero characters in the movie, and had James Caan was the other guy. Was the cop with him, the English, and so it was very much a commentary on like immigration, and and it was very interesting. But everybody, all the aliens had like bald heads with like these speckles all over it, and
I'm bowing out.
one of the
Love you guys.
one of the
Bye.
one of
Bye. Happy New Year. Good to see you.
Happy New Year. Good playing with y'all.
Yeah.
Boy.
he
Why?
one of the alien guy chose the name Sam Francisco, and they were making fun of him. He said, why did you change? Because there's a city called San Francisco. And he goes, I didn't know that when I chose it. I go, you idiot. Sam Francisco.
San Francisco, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good. Alien Nation. It's a good movie, or it's decent. But TV show is better. TV show is better. The theme song is bonkers. It's all in alien tongue. The whole thing, and it was on Fox. It was playing, the whole theme song, and the whole show was sung in alien language, and it slaps.
That sounds pretty bonkers.
Alien Nation. Gary Graham would go on to play a Vulcan, one of the Vulcans on Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he passed away like a couple years ago, I think. But yep. But he's a very recognizable face. You see his face, you're like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah, yeah. But it's a good series, though. But maybe it's nostalgia. You can watch it now and you're like, okay. All right, that is Nostalgia Corner with Jason today. Everybody, have a great night. We will see what happens next time on Next Borealis.
Next Borealis.